are the poster boys of Pacific. These are probably our two biggest individual heavy hitters, and we get to see the face of the day. This is a clash of all time in my mind. We see they do fill quite different roles in a way. Primi is always on that Yoru, Mei is flexing around that duelist role a little bit more, but in the server, I think these are absolutely two players where the head-to-head is going to be.
Yeah, totally agree. I don't think Maze needed to carry as hard. Primi has had to hard carry his team, particularly against DRX, to be able to even get them through series at times. So after a rough game last week, he's going to look to try to put up some more record-breaking numbers here.
And we were talking about the map vetoes earlier and how interesting DFM has approached it. What do you guys make of this?
I like this for DFM. I mean, I think for me, Pearl and Abyss are their top two maps, so them picking Pearl makes a lot of sense. They look very confident on it, and we see that Full Sense pick Split. This is the map that, you know, we saw DFM take map 3 on last week. They're yet to lose on Pearl, they're yet to lose on Split. These opening two maps with DFM looking very strong.
Yeah, it's interesting. The way I read into it is like both of these teams are picking maps that the other team hasn't lost on in a while. Full Sense, they're actually 6-0 in the last couple of games on Pearl, although they only 1-0 with their current comp. Their split looks very good, so they picked that into DFM, who have also been winning it. So I think this has kind of ended up to be a bit of a handshake veto where either both teams are similar to what you saw from DFM previously against GE, saying we're actually better on a map that you're successful on, or both teams are kind of saying, let's just go into the middle of the map, we'll find some comfort territory for both of us, and we trust that we're the better team today and we're going to get it across the line.
Well, this is going to be a bit of a split prediction from the talents, I believe. Really quick, you guys end up predicting for today?
I went for Full Sense.
I got DFM.
You got DFM. Okay, I ended up going for Full Sense, but I'm really 50-50 on this right now. Both these teams have plus points. Don't wow me.
The biggest fan of Japanese Valorant.
I know. I stepped off the ship to take a little stop in Thailand for today because, I mean, Full Sense is really, really good. With that, we're going to send to the stage and welcome DFM versus Full Sense.
Focus me.
DFM is on a hot streak right now, especially when it comes to VCT Pacific records. They've won 10 matches, and this, if they win today, would be their third consecutive match win in a row. It's huge for this team.
Wow, imagine telling that to someone in 2023. They would not believe you. But this is a team that's got Japan excited. It's got the rest of the world excited. Such charismatic players, so brilliant in the server, finally putting together something that can become really scary. A big win against GE last. They want to carry that momentum, keep rolling this ball forward all the way, wave by wave, to Master Santiago.
I want to know who choreographs these dances.
Surely they outsource. Surely they pay a professional.
Yeah?
It's too clean.
It is. It's too good. Look at this. This is top tier dancing here on the stage. I love it. Every time it brings smiles to all of our faces. But they will be playing against Full Sense today, and I think this is one of those matches where there isn't a clear winner. Both of them have shown their good potential here, and I think if they both play on top form, I still find it difficult to choose who this winner might be.
Look, I think Full Sense is still undeniably going to be the favourite in this matchup today. In that upper bracket, they missed out on an opportunity for 3 chances to advance the international event. How much disappointment can the Thai fans take at the end of stage 2? They missed that chance qualification. If they make their way through this middle bracket now, they're going to have only 2 chances at going to the international event. Primi has already proven he's one of the best players, if not the best player in Pacific, but if they don't make it to Santiago, he can't claim that he's one of the best in the world.
Oh, that's rough. I still think he's one of the best in the world, even without going there. I mean, we look at the way this guy plays, the way he aims, it's just so remarkable. But these 2 teams, I have to say, they both come from regions with probably the nicest fan base. The Japanese and Thai fan base
that's true.
are so awesome.
NT Cup.
And we were talking about the map veto earlier and how DFM has shown every single one of their maps, but they're kind of doing what they did last time, like picking that split against a GE and doing it again with...
Well, that's the thing. It was the map decider that DFM choose to leave in and say, we are better than GE on this map. They smashed them on it. And then this week, Full Sense goes, oh, you guys think you're good at split? They pick it into DFM.
Yeah, I'm really curious what's going to happen. For me, I really hope this goes to 3 maps because DFM were running a Phoenix comp on Haven.
Yes.
And I would love to see that again. I want to see...
Really? You want to watch them go 2 and 9 on attack?
Look, it didn't work for them last time. It didn't work for them, but I want to see the growth.
Crazy, yeah.
I want to see the growth.
Yeah, Yatsuka and Kaide in particular, the Phoenix Chamber felt like a wall that you couldn't break through. So look, hopefully they fine-tuned up that attack, or even maybe swapped up their comp. We've already seen a lot of depth from them. I feel like DFM still have a few more tricks in the bag.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's no way you show all of that without a plan in mind. They're just not the kind of team that would be so risky all the time. I feel like some of that essence would still be there. Now, Full Sense with Cruz on the coaching role. I was having a chat with Komodo about this earlier. Do you think this plays a big difference? You know, not being able to call it all the time is the ideal.
Yeah, I think he's finding it a little bit stressful. I think he'd love to give more input if he could, but he's having to give input where he can. And I'm sure he'll be doing that on these conferences. We do have them coming through. On the side of DFM, no changes for them. This is exactly what we've seen them run the previous 2 games where they've got those wins. May, of course, on that Neon standout right now.
Yeah, defense side for Full Sense here today. It's going to be that explosive Yoru raise. You're going to look for that double dive once we move on to attack. Primi playing these off angles on the Yoru. Jit Boys has been pretty good on the Sentinel lately, but the main thing that I need to see for Full Sense today is for Thai to go crazy on his raise. He has been completely silent in kickoff after showing so much promise, swapping from the controller to the duelist role in stage 2 of Pacific last year. Where has he been? He needs to show up today.
Yeah, that's a huge point, and we need to see Full Sense do what DFM is doing. You can't just rely on your superstar fragger, right? You want the rest of the team to step up, and they have shown they are absolutely capable of it. And we're seeing Riddle Order fans in the audience, like the Japanese customers were sharing with us, you know, it was huge when they ended up joining DFM. You can see why they're just so good. Kaide is all vibes.
I mean, Kaide's had huge performances on Pearl in the past as well. I think on this Killjoy, I think that's his best role, if you ask me. So I think he wants to step up in a big way today, and especially for some Riddle Order fans.
Yeah, Yatsuka as well. They have appointed him as the operator player, shoved him on Yoru every single map. He had a poor one last week, but he wants an improved performance today against Full Sense.
Now, for those of you who want to see our predictions, you can go into our socials, but for our casters, I want to know who do you think the better dancer is? Is it Cruz or is it Akami?
Oh, fantastic question. I think right now, kind of proven. Akami hands down.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that right now, but we've got to see maybe how Cruz can teach his team how to dance in server right now, because we're needing to start to see that a little bit, because if we want to extend out what Victoria and I were actually talking about earlier on, it was the adjustments that we're seeing for Full Sense in the macro gameplay right now, where Cruz is out of the roster, because he was someone that always had really great understanding last year under Coach Frost. Now, there's a different look for Full Sense coming in towards this year with Leviathan coming in, and I do start to question a little bit what we're seeing from them, because when they're going in and their first gameplay point is not working, they crumble, they lose it. They have to figure that one back out, and I think this is going to be a really good battle, a really good series to test them in that department. When I look at this as well and I see that they're getting pushed a little bit in this veto, We saw problems with them over on Bind last time, so we're seeing them remove that from this, which actually opens up Haven to be that third map, because previously they were banning Haven and Abyss every single series so far. So DFM, you know, they've got an opportunity here to, of course, try and win it in 2 first, but if they need to go to Haven, their full sense weren't feeling comfortable on having banned that, you'd assume.
There's definitely, you know, some signs of worry here and there, and you're definitely right as well. It's a fantastic point to make because Cruz mentioned it himself in some recent interviews as well. You know, new guys in the team, and because he's not there to really lead them in the middle of the rounds anymore. Gonna find new ways to rein in that ego, but they're still gonna go right into the round anyway. Of course, full sense backing off onto the defense, holding off a different angle while DFM pushes up.
Yeah, taking the space, definitely want to do this in 5 versus 5 pistol. Got a little bit of utility that you can drop on towards the site as well. That you look towards Kaide. No nanos from what I can see. They're only going to have that grab well. Says a little bit later. Time starts to tick away.
Just trying to kick things off with the initial utility, but look, Yatska able to
hold
hold it
up.
off. 2 shots already found. Pink shells coming in. May dives onto the grenade, but at the same time, Killa finding a shot onto Yatska as well. Still time ticking away from the spike, and now Kami trying to hold off to a different angle. Has been spotted, but also takes down Leviathan and looks for a couple more shots. Thigh diving into the kills as well. Will find a third round, getting the defuse at the end for full sense.
Yeah, so far in pistols throughout the term of Pacific kickoff right now, DFM have been pretty darn good at the higher side of it, but for full sense they've been in the negative sense of it, right? Losing more than gaining, so it's good to see that they're able to pick this one up on the back of some very sharp shots from Dai, something that we've been kind of missing, right? Highlighting it, missing a lot of the impact that he kind of brings to the team, so if we can see some comfort in the server today, I think that's going to be really important, and always in these 5 versus 5 retakes, 5 versus 5 pistols, it can always get a little bit topsy-turvy, right? Do you have the utility? Are you playing more for that? Are you playing more for kills? Full sense, they are a team that will be happy to take you in the kill fights, so I do kind of want to see DFM look for some advantages later on before going for the plants. See if the adjustments do come on through, as it's just going to be in this second round a full lean to the A site with all the information on the utility. So Premier gets back over towards B with the Outlaw. You got the KJ set up there as well, which is actually going to be tested in mid at the moment. Jif Boys gets a headache. Do DFM want to continue towards B, or do they want to reroute though? There's some options that could get quite interesting here.
Start to poke around. But either way, at the same time, full sense definitely prepared for it next to the utility player position up inside aiming right now.
It's going to be one of these things as well for the KJ utility, right? We do see a lot of teams opt to put the turret in towards Arts to watch it. You've got the armbot towards mid as well, but this be a lean, it's not going to see that. So it is free territory for DFM to attempt to get into this A site. Getting the plant here, Quack, is not bad.
Good money, but you know, we'll see how clean Volsen can really take this. The pop flash, perhaps not quite expected, so Leviathan will take the fall, but Thai able to find the exchange. Now 2 remaining players for DFM. Yeah, not much else. They can only hold the off angles out from the stairs. So Crimmy pushing up. Unfortunately not finding the outlaw shot, but Kill was still around the corner alongside Jit Boys. Still some damage though.
Yeah. When you got that A main territory as well, you definitely want to have a player inserted there as full sense. So a bit surprising the DFM do try to run back in towards main and not have a double swing ready, for example. Also good for full sense to recognize that the showstopper can come online in towards this bonus round. It's going to be a very big ultimate that can turn favor in this next one. So we'll see how it's going to be piloted for them, because on this map, right, we do see full sense like a bit of this extremity control. We see a lot of teams go for the Yoro extremity control with a fade behind it. You want to push in, you know, an extra agent, no matter which side of the map it's going to be. You want to play strong side Yoro, you want to get them out. So I do really wonder in the preparations coming in towards this one for full sense, are these ideas going to be coming into play?
We would hope so. Just back against DRX when they last played this map, it was definitely a little bit hectic at times. Privy off to the Outlaw this round still. Killa finding first contact though with a little peek down middle.
Player advantage, you certainly take that right now as full sense. Got a bit of a deeper push in towards the B site right now for DFM though, but how are you going to kind of flood yourself in towards the side if you want to try and get it, right? You're not playing the waylay that we see some teams sort of adopt, so you don't have a bit of a deeper double dive. If you trying to send in just the gate crash for Yatsuka to get some balls control. Well, you want a dart online or a drone, and Kame doesn't have them at the moment, so there's some options that DFM need to start to decide where they want to end this round, because if they do bring the spike back towards A, for example, the mighty force of full sense is pretty much all here. It could be a wrong call if they do this, and remember Cess on the other side of the map because of this Astra has plagued DFM a lot sometimes.
Yeah, not quite showing up in the kill department at times. Right now, just trying to perhaps poke a little bit inside of our. We'll see if there's anything there. It does feel like there's something there. What they also don't know, though, is this judge. Jitboy springs forward, but unfortunately falls to Yatsuka.
Too premature for him in that moment in time. You got the player advantage, you got the showstopper. Kind of would have minded him just playing for the rest of the team, but you understand the idea with the judge. You want to get a bit sneaky beaky like that. Post plant now. See what Dai is going to be able to potentially do, but he is going for a flank.
Pretty long one. Cess could possibly keep him in check. You want to deploy that showstopper, but might be difficult. Thankfully, though, Primi coming into dispatch me.
All these kills, they take him away from it. The flank can activate now with a good shot out from Leviathan traded.
Slowly moving forward, and thanks to that, Cess was distracted just enough for Ty to come in with the double kill at the end. So Primi defuse bonus round picked up for full sense.
And how many bonus rounds have we seen converted in the past couple of days globally as well? Just really propel some teams for some massive 13-4, 13-5 scorelines, right? We see Pistols,
ทีมนี้แม่งโหดจัด
a very big important round in the game of Valorant. We see the second rounds want to go clean, and then you start to play the percentages as well, right? If you're getting those 2 rounds, how much of an interest do you have in getting the bonus round? Very clean retake at the end here, and I love just the focus from Full Sense. Draw the attention onto the site, make it feel like you're really putting the pressure on. Draw Cess away from watching the flank, because when Kaide's gone, there's going to be no flank watch.
Such a pivotal point. Next to that 7-0 right now. We'll see how this continues to shape up. For now, though, straight dive into A main with May at the helm.
Hero gun. Gonna see what can be facilitated for him to get on in. Yatsuka with the dimensional drift and Akame with the Hunter's Fury can technically be combined for something as well, but we're not going to do that super early in the mix right now. In another 4-1 position. In a lot of the games yesterday, there was a hell of a lot of 4-1s being played.
Off at times as well right now. Just been reclearing Prowler.
It's just nature of having Yoru be such a prevalent agent at the moment, isn't it, right? They can play the strong side, get over to the weaker side, and always be happy to go for a bit of a battle, which is what I feel like Jitboys might have to be aware of right now.
And at the same time, TP not quite there for Primi perhaps, so Jitboys gonna have to be cautious. A lot of faith in the anti-eco perhaps. Absolutely obscured by smoke for now, allowing it to go through as soon as it dissipates. Finds a header. I'm just trying to hold on to things for now, though. While Full Sense gets into position now, the initial artillery utility will fall through. Showstopper gets deployed to secure the round, why not? But May able to find a singular trade. Jitboys, the rest of Full Sense, proved to be too
รีเทคกันดัง
overwhelming.
โหดเลย
And also a little bit stunning.
เฮีย
4-0 for now.
Yeah, really good structure on the retake to come through from Full Sense as well, right? Jitboys doesn't overplay his hand, doesn't try to sacrifice himself in the very beginning when you expect that it is going to be the lesser buy to come through from DFM. As I said, it's just a hero gun from May, and if he's not getting activated from the team, there's not going to be much you're going to do. You feel like while you've got the control of the B site, you've got the plant down, you're not going to be playing for a Hunter's Fury angle in this one. It is your lesser buy. You're trying to see what damage you're going to be able to do to impact Full Sense a little bit later on, and maybe build up some of your own, because we've seen 4 plants in a row currently from DFM. They've been able to get in towards these sites, they've just not been able to lock it down. And this is why I'm talking about an angle for them to try and get some advantages nice and early on.
Definitely crucial, especially with the composition as well. But right now, disadvantage, the dimensional drift from Yatsuka.
See how many players it's going to be able to spot out. Nobody in towards main though, so fully cleared. Look for a plant again, perhaps Killua with this Nightfall. Goes early.
Really quick as well. The Hunter's Fury in response, trying to perhaps hold off Full Sense. Little tags here and there, just Leviathan dig down at the same time. Jitboys on a long journey.
Yeah, and this, a Alarm bot is going to keep him in check a little bit later on, so you're either trying to remove Kaide or get a flood retake in pretty rapid snap for full sense. An operator for Premi is another weapon that you really want to try and have in this.
Definitely a little bit tricky, but perhaps full sense's best chance in the round. Did he not get detected by that alarm bot? He's actually continuing to scale forward, and Akami none the wiser. With a flash as well, finally springs off. Yatsuka finding a couple of kills as well, but the spike starting to go off. Leviathan tries to stick the defuse, but not quite landing it in the end. The spike goes off, and DFM, Red Bull clutches up.
0.05, a little bit of miscommunications perhaps for full sense in that bit. You got that flank as we see Jit Boys be able to come out with super late in the piece, and I'm looking at Kaide. When are you going to activate? Going for this water wrap at the moment, but you've got all the utility stalled coming on towards that spike there. You get off it after the grab well, already half there, and it feels a little bit sloppy in the mix. Full sense not able to get the job done. I mean, it gets super close at the end, but not a reliable way for DFM to start to string some rounds together. Got to be a bit more convincing that they're going to come out on top of these ones. They go for the walk of 5 up through B. It is going to be Jit Boys potentially caught in the open. Risky spray of the Vandal through the smoke, mate.
He does manage to hop back in though, and somehow baits May into peeking him as well. Lockdown now gets deployed.
Yeah, Kaide gets his own off the plant as well. Probably want to rip this nice and early. Gonna be a bit of a difficult one to hold, you'd feel, and there it does go.
Risky peek, but it does somewhat pay off. Counter lockdown being deployed by DFM as well. Still though, a little bit of space for full sense to get in position, try to work alongside that cosmic divide. Yatsuka dives back in, but at the same time, way too low health. Cess trying to keep full sense in check with that stinger at different ranges, but now full sense trying to get on top of the spike. It's been smoked off. Kaide finds a shot with a straight bullet and manages to get Primi at the end.
Yeah, good hold from DFM. Kind of wondering if Leviathan was going to use a Cosmic Divide of his own in amongst all of that too, because it would have provided a bit of protection behind it. You've already got your own flank covered. A bit of a questionable one for me, just from the outset look of it, but hey, you're trying to thrive through the mix. It's great from Yatsuka to find Jit Boys within that as well. You notice that Kaide got caught from the lockdown, but he was already protected enough that it didn't really matter. Then you have to go fight, and fight he does. Coming out with the denial at the end. Primi, no defuse for our current, I call him superstar of the league. Up in a lot of the good fights, the good frags. Going to be able to win that one, and now we have a bit of an economic problem for full sense. So being able to come out on top of the first initial engagement and remove the smokes from DFM is not too shabby.
Yeah, not discouraged from taking up further space. DFM though will go somewhere else.
And towards Art, where they're just going to get sniffed already by the Prowler. Again, with a bit of a 4-1 lean. Mid being kept in check for Jit Boys by the turret at top mid as well. So a bit disincentivized to go for an ambitious play by himself. Putting stock in the 4 players of full sense being able to do something at this A site, but got to figure out soon as DFM how many players are here.
Starting to get an inkling, but also getting surprised by these swings. The high Killua. Akami presses the issue all the way up from front main. But now it's May popping off with the overdrive, trying to look for more targets.
I love this from Primi as well. You always got to be worried about an overdrive going ham against you, so the fact that he goes into the drift can commune to his teammates what's happening with May.
It's fantastic calling as well. At the same time, the team swings alongside it. Simultaneous kills found by full sense from the round.
Not a round really that DFM should have been seeing not go their way, right? Full weaponry, but it's the initial engagement that doesn't go their way. You lose your smokes, you got to get a little bit risky in the rounds as well. And as we all know in this Pacific League, Full Sense are a team of sharpies. If they are online and they're making some good decisions as well, it's going to be a bit of a problem to play against them. You'll start to see some adjustments come through from DFM in their initial 30-second, 40-second timer on the round. We're already just seeing this A extremity control being loved by Full Sense, not really doing too much over B, happy enough to keep the Killjoy utility to be the check over there. Why change it if it ain't broke, right? Do the same thing again, up towards A for Full Sense, really push DFM out of this position, funnel them in towards mid, Also kind of feeling happy with your B retakes at the moment, so the onus really is on DFM to change right here.
Give them a rear their heads after seeing the alarm bot pop off, but what they might not know is that this is the entire four-man squad from Full Sense on the other end. Leviathan taking 2 down, Thai with another trade. It's just Yatska left. Can he hold them off? Not quite. After Prumi sprints forward with that Phantom. Full Sense up 6-2 now.
Happy to get down and dirty. 6-2. Got to see a timeout drawn here from DFM. Need to have some chats to make this one look a little bit better on your attacking side. Because remember, for the folks that might have just joined us, this map pick in this series of Pearl here is DFM's choice. Full Sense opting to start on the defensive side, and if they're able to come out on the swing of things with a very handsome halftime scoreline, well, they're going to just look to, again, take the fights over on attack and maybe close this one. The attack side against DRX rather is where they started off with a really good play as well. 8-4 that ended. They found the pistol, they found the bonus, they were off to a great start, really locking them out, getting those plants down. The fact that Full Sense are already showing here that they're pretty much all 5 in the server fighting. They're happy to go for these retakes that are looking pretty strong. They're getting at the trades and the positioning. They've got a good understanding of what's happening right now. So I actually kind of like the Full Sense as well right now, that this time out will give some assistance to DFM to try and figure out how to get back into it, but it also gives Cruz a bit of a free pass to just have a bit of a check with the team to make sure that, you know, they're doing right. Any little slip-ups, obviously in the 2 rounds that they've lost, just making sure you're not going to have too much of a change that needs to come out from Cruz right now, which, you know, as a new coach is got to be great for a great feeling.
Definitely, right? Because he's also looking to enable his players. Now we're seeing Ty come off with a roaring start, especially with the first initial round. So this is definitely what you mentioned. You know, all 5 present in the server, DFM. What is that macro change going to be?
An angle to try and get out the Hunter's Fury as well. Try and combo that with the Dimensional Drift. After the timeout, a change of utility for Full Sense. Killjoy util over towards the A site.
Slightly switched up, but Yatska just going all the way in. Perhaps looking for an opening from this spot. A lot of space being garnered up on. Full Sense just respecting it for now. They do have their own options and tools for retakes if needed.
Yeah. Not going to be combo in the util of the ults for DFM though, as I kind of theorized, but deploying in the drift. Now the Hunter's Fury may be needing to come online because of this Cosmic Divide.
Very soon now, but not quite, not yet. Yatska is enough, just playing forward enough, and the showstopper unfortunately will not quite connect. Still though, pushing all the way through now. Full Sense, they have the Nightfall, it gets sent in. Akame trying to hold off with time. He's alone by the pillar. Every single beam's been sent out. Can he land the shots? No, Primi takes him down instead, and Full Sense continue with their streak.
Well, it gets a little bit scrappy in the mix. Looks how low Full Sense members are at the end there. If the Hunter's Fury did connect, could have been a very different story. This is why I said, though, when that divide comes out, you are probably needing to drop a lot as DFM. You don't have a way to get back in towards the site. That's where you got a bit of a nuclear play coming in from Yatska. Great blindside in there. Happy as Larry to try and take the duels, but you've just got an overwhelming presence again by Full Sense. Everybody watching the angles that they need to. Knowing that they've got that player advantage still in the end, because the Hunter's Fury just reveals where Akame is. And yeah, back towards Broke State as well. Hero time instead of May now on Yatska, though kind of wouldn't put the Bucky past May to be able to get something cheeky.
Definitely not right, Komodo. Still though, want to be quite cautious as well. The Bucky was one of the things that perhaps undid Full Sense in their recent series. Perhaps it might have adjusted to it as well.
I mean, you've got a serial Bucky abuser in the form of Darby on that one, so let's be real. That's a different beast. Yep. Got to see if May has a bit of magic though. Because this half is certainly getting away from DFM at the moment, starting to sink a bit. Waiting for the time to tick on down. Sub 1 minute, and this heavy A lean of DFM needs to really find value first. Because you're feeling so confident as Full Sense that you know where this is ending. You're holding some good util still.
And it all comes down to shock and awe. Can they actually find the opener? Not quite, thanks to the grab well paint shells combo. Full Sense have all the information they need with Thigh. Maybe not quite capitalizing on the position that he had. Still though, it's Jit Boys and Primi with an off. 3v2. Lukan gets set forward and Jit Boys will keep it in check. Same time reviewing his position though, and look, a little high-low alongside stairs, tough angle to break, Primi. I just have to say, but at this point he's dug too far deep. Kaide creeping up behind him. He wants to possibly go for the rifle, but needs a quick scope. Swaps to the shorty, picks up the gun, and now looks for main. Does he know that Kaide's behind him? Thinks to clear main, doesn't quite see anything. Sends out clones to make more noise. Nano Storm's coming in to keep him off the spike. Primi now knows where his targets are, but he's running out of time. Gets the kills, holds onto the Alp for dear life.
A much needed round for DFM to be able to sneak away within this one of the thrifty variety as well. Not gonna lie, full sense a bit of a slip up in the mix of all the utility there. You got the paint shells finishing off your own teammate. Generally, when you push towards the main stairs smoke as well, you're always going to be a shoo-in for a multi-frag. It's probably one of the most corners that always goes unchecked, so it's kind of crazy that Dai doesn't get away with more than one there. Sensational aim to come through from May, and it's a little bit too difficult at the end for Primi to come away with a proper clutch. He'll come away with a bit of an effort to take down his opponents, but on the thrifty side of things, it's not going to be a good feeling. You look towards what we see on the side of DFM now. Glass Cannon operator for Yatska on this attacking side. Got the angle against Primi, and he wins that first and foremost.
Knowing that that's possibly what Primi did in the previous round. Fantastic opener. Then leaning heavy onto the A side.
Where Full Sense are not really budging. They put a lot of stock in holding this site. The tendencies of DFM that will more often than not come here. So what do you do now? Do you overthink things? I think these are kind of the rounds that we start to see a bit of slack for Full Sense, that they're waiting to really show growth in, right? It's that macro, that game plan idea, having Cruz now out of the server. Can Jit Boys really step up with all these ideas and right reads and right results?
He's calling something really interesting right now. Leaving the side open. Trying to offer some sort of flank mode.
Yeah, full space control for DFM across the board on this A site. Alarm bot revealing flank. You push all the way through Secret, through Flowers.
And unfortunately, that's exactly where DFM will be able to hold their ground. Quickly recognizing the situation. Stars being set up as well. Leviathan tries to look for a couple more peaks, but the rest of the team off to the races to save.
Yeah, this one is just already too far gone, so I was a bit surprised that Leviathan was trying to do something, right? Get a kill on the exit of this one. It doesn't really impact the economy of DFM because they came away with the thrifty. You need 3-4 kills in here to really have a bit of a problem thrown their way. So a risk for me for Leviathan there. Would have loved to say 3 guns in the next round for them instead of the 2 that they have to force up now because it is the last round of the half. A little bit sloppy there, and a miss mid-round read too. Well done for DFM, however. Maybe it brings a little bit of stability onto them for the tail end of this one. They can convert this into a 7-5. No, it's not like they're going to just see Full Sense roll over and die either, right? Primi still with that drift with the operator. Guns are plenty still for the rest of the squad as well.
Definitely still potential for this to end in 8-4. Yatska with the off still as well, though.
I'd give it over to Success, what we've just seen. He came out with a pretty gnarly flick in the mix too. But it's all good. Cosmic Divide for Cess to relay it in later on. I do like to drop that after a plant is down, so we'll see how this little execute comes down in towards the site with all of the utility and a reveal on a Jit Boys.
And you would think that the Full Set should be prepared for this, but unfortunately Jit Boys will get surprised. The TP does come through from Primi, but is it enough time? They got close enough. But Nano Swarms, Alarm Bots all being set up. It's Primi who goes in Dimensional Drift to try to thwart the formation from DFM. Cosmic Divide, as you called, does come in right after the plant. Makes things a lot more difficult for Full Sense to break through. They're trying with the paint shells, they're trying with elevated angles, and they manage to find the picks! Yatska says they have to hold it off. They manage to do it right around the edge of the smokes. Yatska decimates Full Sense in the defuse.
Just gets very wild in that. I noticed Full Sense in that first kill on for the retake. 4 assists onto the kill that Dai has. Everybody trying to do everything they can for Full Sense in towards that one. Bit surprised at Leviathan with the Sheriff and 4 smokes available. Wanted to have a bit of a peek in through Street early on, but hey, see if we can get somebody caught lacking, and they weren't really in this one. DFM playing around their own cosmic divide quite nicely. The Bucky misses its shot at the tail.
ที่นี่เป็นใครยังยิงยังโหดอ่ะ
That's a bit of a steadying mark for the likes of DFM here as well. 7-5 after a bit of a slow start in this map. Dropping the pistol, dropping the bonus. They're going to look to see if they can change things up as they switch on to the defensive side.
So far, so good.
จะมีเอาหน่อยดีว่าพี่มี่อ่ะ
But towards the latter end of that first half, just like we witnessed, DFM managed to find little cracks here and there.
Yeah, but does that really change massively on the flip up as well, right? Because what the desk was highlighting before and what I wanted to sort of show a little bit more deeper involvement with as well is map pools currently for the teams in kickoff, right? We've got some different ideas around the globe too with this new triple elimination format. We've got a team like DFM, which is an example of playing the field. They're just showing us 7 maps, but really, what the hell are you guys comfortable on? How much prep are you putting on every single map to be able to show really who you're playing against? You're banning different maps every single series, except for right now where we've got a Crow ban coming in again like they did against Global Esports. But before that, it was different maps per series. You're banning strong ones against your opponents or maybe what you're not prepping on that day. And then you've got teams like Full Sense, which are very happy to keep banning the same things and play elsewhere. So it's all different looks, and even on the agents, mate. I mean, you're getting into this triple elimination, you get to the
ไอ้เหี้ย
bottom.
เนี่ยรั่วเลยจัดอ่ะ
We're seeing teams go back to comfort picks instead of trying to play to the meta at the moment because it's not working for them. So really, when we look at this right now, are we feeling that both of these teams are really happy with how their full looks? Just at the start of this pistol round.
เห็นไหมกูตื่นเลย
Lots of upgrades,
อย่าง
lots
นี้
of
กูตื่นเลย
pistols,
เพิ่งกวาดบ้านไปอีก
Sheriffs and Ghosts. Bit of silence in the server at the moment as they look to tend towards A.
ดีจริง
There aren't that much variety. A lot of trying things to iron out in the kickoff season for sure, but at this point, the triple elimination bracket, really hope that you figure out all the little details.
ๆกวาดบ้านไปอ่ะวันนี้ด้วย
Getting into position, fortunately still falls by the wayside. Do have Yachts close by though, and that's where he will find a couple of exchanges here and there. Tries to walk further down A main, but he needs a turret.
Yeah, there was no extra strategy for him there with the gate crash going by the wayside. Fair advantage and the plant for Full Sense.
กินอะไรครับอร่อยไหมพี่ครับผมเอาครับช่วยผมหน่อย
Well, makes sense a lot more.
น้องใจเย็นพี่ก็ตึงอยู่น้องไปหนึ่งดี
Kills that will be much more successful, and Kaide chiming in with the frags coming through onto stairs. Just breaks apart Full Sense. Pistol
กูจะเอาให้เหรอ
give him the second half.
And that is a pistol where
มันแปลว่าแบบเมื่อกี้คือชนะพกมานะครับผม
You've got Primi
เห็นไหม
coming
Oh.
through from the art snap.
อะไรอ่ะแพ้อีกโอ้
Kill you extending
เว้ย
towards main. And good pistol fundamentals from Full Sense there, but at the tail end of it, not in great crossfires to be able to play off each other. You got a good slide in from May as well that shakes things up. Yatska's buying time for the team to rotate as well with getting some damage. It's just good little individual moments at the time for the beginning of DFM in that one, and then the remaining 3 coming together as a pretty solid unit for the retake, just knowing how that one should be played. Breathe some life back in towards this one for DFM. Surely right now it's 4 on the trot, including the exchange of the half. Looking to be 5 here, and then we'll see if they can also maybe convert a bonus.
Certainly would help them so much in the momentum department right now, diving forward after the turret takes contact.
Yep. Something we see Kaide love to do here as well, as opposed to the way Chipways was doing it. Wasn't really playing too much toward mid doors as he was that B anchor. The rest of the team on Full Sense playing the 4-1s, right? So a bit of a different style on this defensive side for what, 2 rounds so far. Not going to read in too much. We'll see what adjustments do come later on. As this once again is going to be a bit of an A-side play for Full Sense if they want to stick around. Probably wouldn't mind them because if they do go to the other side against an outlaw of Yatska, could be quite damaging. See?
This one could be damaging as well with all the players from DFM right around.
Our YouTube.
Find one Leviathan as well, but not quite getting the spike like DFM did in the previous half.
2 kills in the mix is not going to be too problematic for DFM, couple of Bulldogs, and that outlaw, of course, which You gotta be careful going into this next round as full sense to look towards the shield, and Leviathan will be susceptible of the rip unless they adjust that to something of a guardian and a full shield. So look to see him.
มันเป็นโบนัสลาวครับคนดูก็น่าโบนัสลาวแล้ว
To ask the questions of full sense, what do your attacks look like on this one? Is it too one-dimensional? Are you trying to death ball in towards these sites? Do you have more of a steady play layered throughout the round or not?
Great questions to pose. And, you know, earlier to your point, it definitely could be quite telling to see how they operate the map differently, especially towards the 10 as well. So, slight forward and full sense back towards A.
And the difference as well in these defenses too, having a sober instead of the fade, is the A main control at the moment. Kame has to kind of stick around and just use that drone a little bit later on instead of the super early read that the Prowlers were getting over on full sense, but they do kind of get it at the right time. Drone to reveal, you bring May back over towards the A site, you hear silence around the B site, you've got the turret watching mid doors still, you've also got the alarm bot up towards A, so you are feeling pretty comfortable as DFM at the moment. This starts to really tick it down as well.
So I
Starts to look a little bit wonky perhaps, and Kame risking it here.
A as well, perhaps.
Oh.
Oh no, the Bucky shot whipped! Flashes abound, and it will be full sense being able to kick down the doors! Primy towards the back of Flowers as well. It's gonna be Kaiser pretty soon, and that's where he hits the deck. Just Atsuka left with this outlaw.
Juggling the plant over towards Thai, it looks like as well, to get that showstopper online as soon as possible. Not a bad shout, as Primy will trade in the end. Just losing Jit Boys in your first buyout for full sense. So no bonus conversion here for DFM, no real impact in that round, so to speak.
สวัสดีค่ะ
ดีครับ
ทำอะไรคะนี่
And I said in that bit, a bit risky for Akame, because it did look like he was going to peek out from the back of sight before the smokes were even down, before May could get himself situated to get that slide ready. He did think better of it, but in the end, kind of off and on.
Yeah. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Oh, the Odin Man
Yes.
is here with a plan. Let's see what Akame can do. It's 4 in a row for DFM
Tarap.
in the A main area. And Jit Boys, the drone will expire before hit can find. Putting yards on the line already. Sensational for an opener.
That is just such a strong start as well, despite full sense getting space on the B site.
Now they're going to try and get on in. You're happy to go retake his DFM here, or maybe not anymore. Primy, he was silent in the first half. If he starts to step up, it's going to be scary.
Oh, May's gonna start to make a lot
Scary
of
แปลว่า
moves
เหี้ย
as well. Oh, no, slides in the corner, and this is where Leviathan will start to pop off. Cess finding frags now. It's Primy and Cess 1v1. The Angle's favorite Primy, though. All he has to do is hold. Cess
โอ้
revealing
1-1
his
ว่ะ
shoulder at the wrong moment. Full
ต้อง
sense
ให้แม่ง
will
จริง
take
พิม
the
มี่น่ะ
round.
Gets
เซฟให้เพื่อนอะ
close in the end.
ราชาคัด
Cess vision there to see how he's found two
ดูไฮไลท์
amongst the muck of that B site. So good tracking as well, it seems like, on towards May, where you're really trying to get the spray down. Always leads into a little bit of laughter for Leviathan, or rather from his teammate. But anyway, here we go. That's what I wanted to see from Cess. Because we've always had some kind of questions against Cess, right? In his disconnected action from how he likes to play on the map.
สำหรับ
มีไหมการจัดการ
ไม่ถึงตอนนี้เหรอ
Always feels a little bit lacking sometimes. But on his defensive side, happy to put himself in with the team a little bit more. A little bit more dirty into these fights where required. Seems to be positive for DFM, I would like to say.
Second on the board right now, yeah. But current guns and the ults that Pistons have, need a whole lot more.
This round does not tip into your favor as DFM. The scales, they go the other way. Unless somehow you can bait the Full Sense members into this Bucky of May, you can draw attention away as a Kame backside, drone and dart, or Yatska. It's a good flashes clone.
มันของ
Stranded for the past several rounds now, but they're still not paying off. Primy, though! Fantastic recovery on the separate angle.
มันอาจจะเยอะด้วยแหละ
ไม่เกี่ยวหรอกเฮ้ยเกี่ยวหรอก
Just Yatska able to hold and do a couple of shots with that Sheriff pit.
Certainly makes things
โอ้1-1 ว่ะแพ้เราต้อง
Could have put Cess in a position potentially for that 1 versus 2 clutch, but right now, if you are Cess, you've got nothing to play for, right? You already have your ult. You got guns in the next round. You've already used a couple stars in this one. Jip Boys is one away from the lockdown, so if you die to him, you give him the ult for the next round instead of them challenging for an orb, which will be 5 ults on the side of Full Sense. Now I will kind of have to highlight today, I would like to see ultimates used by teams.
มันของมันอาจจะเยอะด้วยแหละ
ไม่เกี่ยวหรอกเฮ้ย
เขาก็เลยไม่ได้จับ
Unfortunately, this time, perhaps trying to go for a weapon here and there, but it's perfectly out.
I would like to see a timeout in for DFM here as well, as they have lost a bit of a grip on this half so far. It does look like by the timeout being paused that I am going to
โอ้โห
seeing that, which is good. We saw last time as well, right, when that timeout came down, the massive
ดูมันยิงดิ
utility
ดูมันยิงดิ
side of Full
เฮีย
Sense.
ยิงยังกระโปร
From the B side to the A side, really making DFM
มันก็โหดแต่พูด
going to be happening. For right now, though, another opportunity for DFM to try and come up with some new ideas against what Full Sense are doing. You're going to have your upgrades of weapons. You're going to have a slight couple of ultimates to be able to challenge.
เฮียขนาดมึงเป็นไข้มึงยังยิงยังกระโปรเลยเว้ยอะ
If you can come away with this one as DFM, you give yourselves a bit of fresh air. If you lose this one, the curtains start to close a little bit as Full Sense will reset your economy again. You're looking towards maybe your half buying to save them off from 12. To get my point, there's some very big weight on this round for the Japanese side.
100%. I felt the sting as soon as you said it.
สำหรับ
มีไหมการจัดการ
ไม่ถึง
Same time, though, we do
มันของมันอาจจะเยอะด้วยแหละ
top idols in our audience. Seems like Arts and Jump somewhere in the crowd.
สวัสดีค่ะ
ดีครับ
Very well could be Full Sense taking away their opponent's map pick. Depending on how this round goes. Ooh, big guts coming out.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a reset if you don't find this one. You got to have some questions in the next one as a team collectively. So let's see for DFM, can they stretch this one out, make it work? Apparently the Yaska show over on DFM's side may be missing. Special drift in from Primi. Move things out towards main nice and early. Spot that both of the duelists are there. Push things a little bit more in towards the B side. Team in tow, but not really. It's a ruse, it's a fake. And I absolutely love it because DFM have fallen hook, line, and sinker.
Fantastic calling coming through off the timeout as well. This is a multi-dimensional chess game because the spike gets delivered over to the A side for free.
And they've got some time as well because you have to invest util right now as DFM. How far forward do you think Full Sense have pushed? Where they've got some stalling action as well on the tail end of this. Killua with the Nightfall, Die with the Showstopper, Leviathan with the Cosmic Divide. Could be gorgeous here.
Cosmic Divide first though, but look at the positions that Full Sense take. Knowing that this could be where DFM might want to rotate over from now. Slightly revealing themselves, getting on top of the spike. Kaide tries to get halfway, but gets off in the last second because of nano swarms. Now, though, should be Full Sense's time to send off those ultimates. Showstopper, Primi diving in, and unfortunately, DFM just completely lost their grip over the spike, over the side. They have to relinquish this round.
It's just too overwhelming from Full Sense. That is a fantastic idea on how to tackle this round and really show something you haven't done just yet on your attacking side. It is a great way to sell the fake that DFM just fall for it absolutely, and there's no real way they get back into it. I mean, the timing on the gravity well from Leviathan just before the spike and half defuse is perfect. Cess is caught by himself, and again, you've got aspects of the tail end as well for a bit of exit strategies for Full Sense. You've got the rest of your ultimates, that Showstopper going in, there was an extra satchel for Thigh to pop you off the spike defuse if you needed to, if they were losing the kills, because mate, they weren't really losing the kills there.
Especially when Primi's playing like this. 21 kills and 8 deaths only. DFM now trying to take charge.
Another buy for DFM. Got to try and stick it to the man in this one. Full Sense opportunity to try and make it a pretty convincing scoreline. Your opponent's map kick. Map that you don't shy away from currently either. Happy to play it. I think another dub here on it would further that. Backing up towards this B side now from Cess. Locking himself in.
Huh?
There's Kame.
ดูมันยิงดิ
An opener. More slow-paced round.
Ace fortunately catches
ไอ้เหี้ยตัวละเม็ด
lights. Couple players down, and
เฮ้ย
as soon as they try to break through, unfortunately, DFM are completely prepared. Cess, May, all fighting one apiece. It's just Leviathan left on the other end of that smoke, and even at that point, all you can really hope for are kills perhaps, but it's easy save to isolate the duels. Singular taps, and he's found 3! Jasyatka left onto the operator.
เฮ้ย
Potential wallbang spot, unfortunately whiffs as the spike goes down. Leviathan with a step, now holds a favorable angle. You've got clones, you've got flashes, you've got something that you can definitely do. He's trying to fake it, but Leviathan
ไอ้
jab!
เหี้ย
It's a Red Bull clutch 1v4, quad kills aplenty!
That is very,
เรดบูลคัพ
very
อะ
crazy to come through from Leviathan. He has absolutely just slithered around that site like crazy. You lose first opener, you lose second opener. It's a 5 versus 3. Your opponent, it's a bloody 5 versus 2, man! And he just comes back in towards this one
That is
with
my
some
favorite moment.
absolute sharp shots. The fake clone attempts, reading it, you see it. No, not falling for that, mate. Oh, absolutely ridiculous. Is that the nail in the coffin moment in this map? You of course have to force now as it's 5 map points for DFM.
นี่ฝั่งนู้นเวอร์แล้วฝั่งเราเวอร์กว่าไอ้เหี้ย
Overdrive have to rely upon some big value ults in this one where Full Sense didn't deploy all of theirs as well, mind you.
It's all in or nothing.
Yep.
Even then, you still got quite the journey to go. We'll start off with the Nightfall from Full Sense into the A site, calling the reinforcement for DFM over.
You just have to drop the lockdown here as Kaide. You're not really in a great position to be able to put it perfectly, so you just got to rip it, see if you can stall your opponents away, which they're not forcing a plant here, Full Sense.
Yeah, just wanting to draw out the ults. Look at the macro game they're playing.
I mean, look at just the, again, over-rotation from DFM. The B side is completely unguarded. You'd almost feel like Akame, as soon as they hear the tap on towards the spike, you have to rip the Hunter's Fury, but he's so far away from the beast. They're thinking it's a fake. DFM are thinking that Full Sense are coming back towards the A site, and it's the wrong decision.
Absolute confidence from Full Sense as well to be able to make these plays. Look at Brimmy holding the off angle. It's an outlaw. He's not going to be able to connect the shot, but it still buys perhaps enough time away from Kaide to join the rest of the team. Now Hunter's Fury gets deployed to deal with the lockdown. May dives in on the action, but Jit Boys has it set up. Nano Swarms, everything denying DFM from retaking the site. It's Cess, it's Akame. They're trying to find the shot. They found a couple. Can they get even more done? Jit Boy from the back of holes suddenly reveals his presence, and Cess needs to clear it. 1v2 just to keep DFM in the game, but he gets hit. It's
Jit
the
Boy
grab,
เอาให้ว่ะ
it's the Vandal shot. Jit Boy to finish, and that will be Full Sense taking away DFM's map pick.
Yeah, pretty convincing scoreline at the end of this one as well, 13-7. Gotta say, Leviathan has been quite under par in a lot of these maps so far. He had to have a kick up the butt in that one, you feel. He got his moment. That 1 versus 4 had to feel so good for him to have impact with the team as well. A little bit more on the server, because I mean, the idea and the fundamentals of Full Sense was pretty strong. He had the assistance of the timing with all the smokes, his gravity wells and nanos, Nova Pulses were always in good play, right? The timing on that, I'll give him credit. Really, really well. So he steps up on the kill department in this one as well. Really feels like he's ingrained in the team, you would hope, in these moments. And I just feel like that was a bit of a big mental boom thrown in the mix as well. Because the fact that you had a 2 versus 5 and it gets pulled out from under you like that, it is just criminal.
That's just one of the things about Full Sense, isn't it? I mean, we know the players and the potential from DFM based on the performance that they've shown thus far, but onto this one, I mean, a surprise play from
ไม่รู้ไม่ยิงเลยที่แต่ละคนอะ
for Thai to be able to step up onto the stage this day.
And conversely as well, Yardska, he's stepping up over on the side of DFM as well, right? He's getting really dirty in these mixes on the Euro play. He's really trying to dig deep and be set up by the team to go on in. But there was a couple of times in this game where I feel like there's just some massive over-rotations for DFM, some wrong calls. Now, whether you throw that in towards just playing 7 maps across the pool and not having full structure on this one, wrong calls in the moments. I think Cess has to kind of take a little bit of a step back and fix that one. On the flip side though, nicely done for Full Sense. They get the first map, their opponents split around the corner, and we know that's going to be exciting too.
Yep, as promised, today's matches are super exciting. Full Sense ended up winning out on Pearl. DFM have shown a lot of strength on this map, so this is a huge vote of confidence for the Thai squad.
Yeah, they're looking very, very clean. Back to how they were looking earlier on in the tournament. For me, they're shooting better. They're all looking extremely sharp in that server. But the macro game felt very deliberate. The game planning felt very deliberate for me. So a great map one from Full Sense. DFM forced to play catch up now.
You can see Full Sense just dominating the opening kills, but what really sold me on that game was just seeing some players who hadn't really performed thus far in kickoff, or maybe were bouncing back after a lackluster series, having much better games. Agreed with what you said. I thought that Full Sense starting out defense side of Pearl here had a great approach, had a great game plan. DFM did their best. You saw some good adaptability at times. Great game from Yatsuka, all things considered, but actually a little bit more of a lackluster performance across the board from the rest of the squad. Cess, their second best performer, and three of the guys who've been heavy hitters thus far, not able to get into the double digits.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a rough loss for DFM on this map. Yatsuka did, do what he promised, though. He did say it in his interviews, like, next match, I'm going to be showing up. But you don't want to be
แต่เหมยโหดนะ
showing up.
เหมยแต่มันอาจจะแบบยังตื่นสนามมั้ง แต่มันโหดนะคนดู
Also has
ไอ้นีออนเนี่ยเหมยอะ
Cess had some moments where he's kind of looking clean with it. We see him bring out that operator. Okay, okay, I was feeling it a little bit, but ultimately it's not enough. I mean, I think you look at the firepower on the other side. We see Primi step up, and then we also see everybody there is really able to throw up those numbers, have these kind of big impact rounds. This is what makes Full Sense so scary, and ultimately they steal away their opponent's map.
Yeah, I think what I'm really enjoying is watching them go beyond just relying on their raw firepower. You can see a lot of things coming together. You're remarking on their macro. In fact, let's talk about the fact that they picked defense side at first and how that ended up playing out.
Yeah, so we can roll the highlights here, and so basically what I really want to focus on is the ideas that they were bringing into their defender side. You can see, look at the mini-map here, 4 people pushing down A. Now this is where you're on an eco, so it's a bit more expected, but they do it again the next round. 4 people walking down on A, just leaving Chipboys on its own to hold down B, and you can see this gets a really crucial gun round for them to be able to build that momentum on. But when you're playing so heavy towards the A side, you got to retake on B.
Yeah, and how do you do that? Well, with a couple of well-placed ultimates and a good game plan. You see DFM kick off the B side, execute here with the dimensional drift. Yatsuka gets onto the backside of site and wedges himself in there. Plant goes down for a Kame, and Full Sense combo the Cosmic Divide as well as the Showstopper to be able to get back in there.
Yeah.
Missed a couple seconds on the end of the highlight there, but Yatsuka, as you saw in a lot of those B-side after plants, was diving back and forth through the Cosmic Divide there, using his Yoru flashes to be very annoying, but wasn't quite enough for DFM to secure that attacking side round there. So look, I think that was the 7th round for Full Sense. They had a lot of nice retakes, a lot of good success with that aggressive approach straight up A as well as Art. But DFM, got to give them a lot of credit because Yatsuka was very annoying in some of those post plants, and they had actually some pretty good layers of ults to be able to try to win some of those rounds, being well aware that Full Sense was playing for the retake.
Yeah, exactly. You could see a lot of the
พูดดีนะไอเนี่ย พูดอะไรกันไม่รู้กูฟังไม่ออก
But it might also be because I ended up stepping up. That's something you were remarking on, Pilsy. You need him to step up for Full Sense to find any victory.
I mean, you saw the stats difference between stage 2 in the pre-show as well as in kickoff. He hasn't been performing in kickoff, but if we have a look at some of the highlights here from Thai this game, he started out red hot.
Highlights?
Highlights.
Highlights,
baby.
Been waiting to say that all year.
He went
there
7-0 to start off Pearl. Yeah, and when your raise is popping off, Morgan, that's just rockets on rockets on rockets. Bro's looking out like SpaceX out here.
Yeah, it's prime NASA moments for Thai. You see him just flying around the map, shooting the rockets constantly. That's exactly what Full Sense have needed. And on the flip side, of course, Yatsuka. I think he equally stepped up a massive amount. This, we spoke about May versus Primi as the head-to-head, but it's the other duelists that have been putting in the work.
Yeah, look at that. Versus GE, map 1, he's 2x'd himself. He's literally doubled Yatsuka this game, and it still wasn't enough to win.
I'm just shaking my head right now for so many reasons, including all those puns that you guys just vomited out, but I'm impressed.
Peak analysis.
Peak analysis, yes.
Verbal diarrhea.
Now, we didn't get to have... I'm just going to move on and talk about the two teams we didn't have a chance to break down why we chose predictions. I think to me, a lot of this was very 50-50. You guys ended up picking DFM and Full Sense respectively.
You picked Full Sense after trying to farm the Japanese audience on the Japanese classes. That's kind of crazy.
That's just how it's done.
Yeah, you see my predictions looking like they're in the bin here, and DFM not doing me any favors. I mean, the whole reason I went for them.
Yeah, why did you go for them?
I felt like they were a team that was continuing to grow throughout the tournament. I was impressed by their game against GE and how they game plan. And on the side of Full Sense, I felt like they got absolutely destroyed by Nongshim. It wasn't the same team, and I felt like that gave away the blueprint of how to beat them. But DFM not been able to tap into that.
So there's one important stat here, and it's that the two people who picked DFM have the lowest
จริงๆ DFM มันเคยชนะฟูเซนไงมันเคยชนะทารอนมาก่อนก็เลยเชียร์เป็นทารอนนะก็เลยไปเชียร์เป็นฟูเซนDFM
But he always
yeah, usually his predictions are good, but then a Japanese team plays and he usually tanks somewhere around there.
He has been right about DFM sometimes, this particular kickoff, but why did you go for Full Sense?
I just have a lot more faith in Full Sense. I went for DFM against GE. I was quite confident they were going to win. I think DFM is beating every team I expect them to beat, but I think Full Sense, particularly that second map, I think that's a case of it can be easy to forget. You can completely fall apart after a map like Split. That was so back and forth. It was an emotional roller coaster for them where it was thrifties on thrifties, clutches on clutches, where Nongshim was really winning some big impact rounds. I think that really sapped the Full Sense members, energy going into that game of bind, and they just fell completely flat, whereas Nongshim rode that momentum of finally scraping that win in overtime. I've seen it happen many times in series like that, and I think now that Full Sense has had the time to recover, they're gonna think like we're the much better team than DFM, even though DFM actually won the last head-to-head between these two cores in stage 2, I think it was, but that was only a groups game. I think Full Sense knows that, this is their time to go to an international event after missing out on a chance, and they're not going to be taking this series lightly.
Yeah, well, I would argue the same for DFM, but Split is going to be the second map. To your point there, and I'm sure there's a lot of learning lessons from that loss for Full Sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think there absolutely has to be. I mean, I think we can already see it from map 1. They're looking like their former selves a little bit more. You can see that there's been some growth there week on week, and I think Cruz is really kind of working them hard. He's really trying to force that level of improvement. And DFM, it felt like a little bit of a dip, but Split coming next, we know that's a map that they can play. We've seen them get the wins on this map, so now it's can you actually execute it in the server? Are you able to go toe-to-toe with the guys on the side of Full Sense?
Yeah, we'll see what kind of comms we're going to get from both of these teams. Kai previously playing the Rays on this map and was looking red hot over on Pearl. We are actually going to get a mirror. Not many changes we're seeing. Full Sense will start out on the attacking side, which this means that DFM has chosen defense first.
Yeah, I mean, so in general, it kind of used to be Split, it used to be very defender-sided, but I think in this kind of double duelist meta, we're seeing teams really able to put up numbers on that attacker side, so a lot of onus here on DFM who start very strong, especially Seth. He's going to be on that B side, trying to lock it down, trying to anchor it, and he's going to have some of the heaviest hitters in Pacific charging right at him.
Well, both of these teams have a lot to prove, and like you were saying, Pilsky, they are hungry to qualify for Santiago. So the question, of course, is can DFM bring this back on the second map of Split as we send it back to our casters, Quack and Komodo?
Thank you very much, Desk. Will this be DFM keeping themselves in this series to win that, 3 times a row streak, or will it be Full Sense to close it out 2-0? There is a little change to boys from previously to Cypher, now for the Viper. Any thoughts, Komodo?
Any thoughts? Yeah, we go from a very smart decision in the last series to be anti-Neon, anti-Darby, to go back to the norm, because we know, they ran this previously against DFM with great success. They ran this for the start against Zeta Division in a 13-2. I think different story for Zeta in that series, so throw that out of your mind. For the DRX game, Hyunmin was on the Neon, didn't look too crash hot. You change up to the Cypher, you've got a lot of these trips that actually, from memory, were throwing Darby for a bit of a mix. We see him trying to slide in, second-guess himself, getting caught because of all of them. But if you're not playing against a Neon, because it's not something DFM plays on this map, go to something a little bit more viable. I do like that the Viper does come back out for Chip Boys in this one. And also, I'll highlight for DFM in this one, Big Time was saying earlier on that he really likes Kaide's Killjoy. I think it's a big boost for DFM, the fact that he has the Viper available here, because we've always been waiting to see a very self-sufficient Viper for someone like DFM, for a team like them, and I think Kaide does really fit the mark for them.
Yeah, right, huge upgrade. We just saw little moments here and there back on Pearl, but now onto this, where DFM are on the defense. We're gonna have to do quite a bit. The utility times and such. This time just jiggling outside the garage, but Jit Boys looking forward. Unfortunately falls. Slight exchange.
Well, the fact that he finds one is pretty good.
ได้ดูแล้วถือว่าดีครับ
Yaska from the
ไอ้ที่นี่โหดจัดเลยดูเลยที่เนี่ยอย่างน้อยหลบไม่มีแฟลชมัน
Last map and impact value on the Yoru. So that's going to come into play as well. Now I'm looking towards that radar and I'm thinking, Primi, don't you dare take that TP. As Kaide does break it towards the back of the B side, so you're not going to have that option anymore, which is all fine and dandy. Could have been funny. They did go right towards the B side, and funny, sad, yeah, I guess which way you swing on. Prowler goes in towards A main, spotting nothing very early. The only way that that spots anything is if there was a secondary lurk. There's by rotation time, 30 seconds to go. Full sense are opting for the weaker side at the moment. DFM another situation, going for a bit of a wrong read in how they think the round is going to end.
Unless Akame could potentially do something, but for now he's just completely smoked off. Tries to play around Rams instead while the spike gets planted, as well as Leviathan to play sneaky around the back end of Rams. Does pick up the bandit that his teammate dropped previously.
That's a good smoke to put him off of the line though. How much time does it draw away from the site though, because this wrap already comes from DFM. They're in everything.
Yeah, pretty good hold from Full Sense. A little bit of time, but still stronger.
โอ้ยเฮียทามมิ่ง ดูทามมิ่งเฮียจัด โอ้โหทามมิ่งเขาโคตรใจเย็นอ่ะ
He's really played that one patiently as well. By nature of the time being in Full Sense's favor,
นี่เห็นไหมบอกแล้วทามมิ่งไปอ่ะ
leaving Cess to watch it for a little bit, but you know, how long do you really look after it before deciding, no, if we need to go on towards that spike, we have to. The wall doesn't even matter if Leviathan has a bit of decay go towards his body. He's just going to start shooting you when you're not watching him. You've got such a priority as DFM to really take those fights on the site. The only way you're going to get that retake.
ถ้ายิงไม่โดนน่าจะโดนด่าอยู่
For the pistol of Full Sense, 2-1 in that regard.
เฮีย4 ตัว เฮ้ย เฮ้ย เฮ้ย
Cess fires off with a right click as well, but can he really put a little bit more? Just on towards thigh until Killa finds the trade, and all of a sudden, it's Jit Boys calling the B side is completely open.
I wouldn't have minded a world in which Jit Boys could have come back to get a gun. Vandal and the Guardian being held though by Leviathan and Killua is nice. And here's the gun that Kaide probably also doesn't want to save into the next round when you're going to have your Vandals and your Phantoms, so there might be a world in which here the Jit Boys can retrieve that one as Full Sense are taking their sweet time exploring the split scenery.
ทามมิ่งเรียบร้อยทามมิ่ง
Turning around, unfortunately at the wrong seconds
เจอ
as
ต่อ
well.
สัตว์
Killa suddenly has the realization to press into the site. Vandal being picked up as you adequately mentioned. Kaide has a real good opportunity, but has to choose, find the angles perfectly. Tries to hang back, but will eat the snake bite for now. As Jit Boys tries to keep him in check. Back up onto heaven, revealing his head, trying to find the shots. Has to go for the reload. Spike still not yet planted, just trying to apply a bit more pressure. Peeking out, no! What are we doing, guys? It's a 2v1 and Kaide's managed to isolate. There goes the snake bite.
ทำอะไรของมึงอ่ะ
A lot worse for Jit Boys. He crouches, he shoots, saves the round by a hair.
เฮ้ยมันไม่วางว่ะ
Vandal on the floor. Oh no.
You'll fist bump the team in a round that they should have been winning anyway. The 3 versus 2, I think they overcomplicate things by going very, very patient.
อ๋อเห็นแขน
When the wall's up, you kind of have to agree that the slow pace nature there is fine. But as soon as they find out where he is there, they're not forcing a plant on down with the time they had technically in their favor, even with the safe plant going for something like a double swing at the back of pillar. And that one got extremely sloppy for Full Sense at the end. And the impact will kind of be shown in their buy that they have available right now. Sending it in towards the middle though, Thigh is just, well.
เฮียทำไปเล่น
But it works. Sure, it works.
You gotta screws loose in your head, perhaps.
I mean, Bunny showcased that it works greatly once upon a time, so why change it up? 6 for the double. Now you've got some garage control in a potential post-plant scenario where Full Sense might not even feel too comfortable with their positions towards the A side.
Hold on. They're not even going to get the spike down. They're trying to make things spicy. Go for a fake, get over onto the A side. DFM might start to get that in play.
Oh, Akame's reading it though. Look at him. He was in towards the mid-vents and now he's getting back on towards the tower line. Doing great. Doing better. 3 for that and some stability in the round for DFM. Taking the 4 guns to the next round. They should. But they did start off with the opening loss. So being able to steady that one is great.
Oh, come on. I feel like I'm on a nightmarish roller coaster and I want to get off. You start off with, pretty good kills here and there, but at the same time, once you hear the tap, DFM start to talk to each other. Spike's not going down yet, something must be up. Akame is wise.
I mean, the only way that you're doing it is by a spawn map or by going back in towards the garage or through mid where you've already got the safeguard for the rest of your team. So it was the right call for DFM. Great recognition. So they prowl out to scope the things out in the garage and it's going to net no one. So take the space as Full Sense. Give yourselves some options. Likewise of Jit Boys over at the A site to see if you can still keep a bit of interest over there. Prowler isn't going to spot him. So with that, how far forward do you feel comfortable in going? Try and find some space perhaps. Kame and May still over at that A site, not budging. Good reclear of garage, good timing for this.
ก็เลยมึงไปสะบัดไปตัวทำไมอ่ะ
Work for Full Sense to re-clear off the positions now. Jit Boys falling is
ว่าเขามั่นใจในการยิงเกินไปเว้ย
make things even more complicated. At this point, you're just going into a
ประมาทด้วยแล้วมั้ง
site right now where Yatsuka and Cess are in wait. They reposition, hold to a
นี่ของแท้นี่ของแท้ดูกันแบบอุ้ยไอ้เฮียเลือดเหลือ7มันยังเอาให้ได้โหดจัด
They just need to make sure that they don't make the wrong decisions in this one and they play some good percentages. They don't over-rotate. That was the biggest thing.
คือเขามั่นใจในฝีมือเกินจนที่แบบว่าแบบ2-1กูไหวอย่างเงี้ยมันไม่ควรครับโดนด่านะไอ้เหี้ยเงินรางวัลเป็นเดิมพันอะอีโก้อะ
absolutely looking locked in even if they did lose the first map. He's holding his
แต่ถ้ามันตัดได้มันก็สวยถูกไหมแต่มันตัดไม่ได้มันเลยต้องแบบมันไม่ควรทำในแข่งอะถ้าในแรงเพราะว่าในแข่งไม่ควรเลย
And Yatsuka's getting super hungry. One bullet gets away with it.
ต่างคนต่างแรกครับมันเล่นนิ่งจัดเลยเพราะมันเป็นด่านกันไงแต่ด่านบุกมันว้าววาร์ปเรียบร้อยเลยวาร์ปในงูนี่ประมาทด้วยมั้งเดี๋ยวเป็นโบนัสไงไม่เป็นไรหรอกโบนัสเรา
Swimming in your opponent's waters in that scenario. DFM will take the lead after, again, another scenario where the first kill goes the way of Full Sense. Both of these teams before coming into this series just touching on 75% of getting the first kills converting in towards wins. Starting to really see that slip at the moment with the couple that we've got from Full Sense finding the opener, but DFM bringing it back.
Outcome of the match still really early for now. We're seeing dimensional drift trying to create some advantages for Full Sense into the A site. Smash gone all the way back, but unfortunately Leviathan falls. No more smoke available. Privy though still trying to tear through. It's Pink Shells, it's Jit Boys, and now the site is ripe for the taking.
Get Jit Boys that plant, and you can get that pit on down. But Killua, the one who already has his ult, is planting. Not happy with that one here because there's a way that Cess and May can get back in when they've got Paranoia, Paint Shells, Satchels. This is workable.
See what they decides to do. A pretty good kit after all.
Oh, he didn't have the gun out! He just goes into elbow wall!
เจอพิมมี่เดี๋ยวดูพิมมี่ยิงนะเอาตัวนึงให้ตายก่อนแล้วค่อยไปสะบัดไปตัวอื่นอ่ะ
Looks like he pulled out his knife first or something there before switching towards the gun. Unlucky button mashing if that is the case. For Leviathan as well, getting caught a little bit lacking behind the rest of the team, not expecting that offline to still be held. You got to step into tier 1 and just not expect
ตัวหนึ่งก็ตายโยกไปตื่น
push off the lines. Your opponents will still be there. See Ops over at A main do that time and time again. So be a little bit careful. Also to tie things up though into a bit of a bigger ult round now available for both of the sides. May one away from Showstopper. Jip Boys one away from the pit. But a little last round didn't.
Rodri could potentially either way though, but bigger point now is shots got such a deep line down.
Yeah, it's ambitious to say the least, but I love it at the moment. I do wonder though, did he decide to just escape or hold the territory? May was just behind him in Mail. Now we're gonna get out, put more focus on towards the B side of the map, which is great timing for Full Sense rather, not to be spotted by the Prowler because that invites them in towards this site a little bit deeper. They are taking their merry time though because they've not spotted enemies. They don't know what locations DFM currently hold.
So they're going to do their best due diligence with a Nightfall and everything sent through. Akame, wise decision to hold all the way back, manages to dink onto one, and unfortunately that one could have been Jit Boys with the Viper's Pit. So now Full Sense are going to this round a little bit more naked, not a lot of cover. They're going to have to fight for cover in fact, Showstopper and everything, but that's where May will pop off as well. Paint shells now, Showstopper coming in to create some respect. Killa trying to hold, Kaide insists, fending off the incoming assailants, and DFM manage to stick onto the defuse.
The fact the opener goes on to kill Jit Boys as well makes it a little bit more awkward to try to have comfort on the site when the plant goes down too. Nicely navigated for the retake from DFM, investing a couple of those ultimates where some of them hit, some of them don't, it's fine. They had bodies available to take the shots, and they managed to get the trades out. Love the combo as well in towards the screens too, with info reveal off the C's and the util that goes behind it too. Just trying to maximize what you've got available and what you feel comfortable on, playing the same agent comp time and time again. Play to a comp's strengths, expose your opponent's weaknesses. Right now, the Viper's bit in towards mid. Looks like it's going to be trifled with a little bit. As Yardscup dispatches a Primi straight up.
Peek outside of the pit, that is so unexpected, and all of a sudden now Full Sense thrown into a round of chaos.
Well, it's not even outside the pit, right? It's when it's still coming into the world. So he's just in front of it, and your opponents aren't really expecting that there's going to be anyone doing that, because he wasn't spotted last round. It was a position garnered by DFM that was able to be utilized again, and now to great success.
Full Sense going to have to catch on at some point, this time around, trying to land onto the ace.
You lose Primi too, so how are you getting in towards the site? Flashes to flush in, Tootsie spotted of Leviathan, May is going to be salivating at this one.
Will make a good go for it, tries to hop towards the back lines, and it's not even needed. Akame able to crack open a couple of skulls as well. The flawless round for DFM.
That just really didn't feel phased for DFM, to be completely honest with you. Opening killing towards mid, going together towards the ramp, spotting out where your opponents are. They kind of revealed themselves as well with a Prowler early on. It's just some good crossfire angles, and smoke's not obfuscating vision as soon as that toxic screen goes down. Really nice done for DFM. 5 alive, it'll bring some good stability to their own economy. 5 rounds on the board is going to draw out now a timeout from Full Sense. As it does feel like the way that they started, this map, and the way that they started getting a couple of kills has been figured out by DFM. They're taking some different initiatives. Now you got to change it up. This is where Cruz, had he been in the server, generally was good at figuring out these little changes where required with some process intervention last year. He's got to do all of it by himself right now. We'll see if this is going to play good for him on Full Sense's, we'll call it, journey to Santiago, as they had the chance previously to try and get 3 chances against Non-Shem. Now they have to go a bit deeper in the middle bracket.
Otherwise, it would be a huge fight for survival. Definitely, if anyone can do it, probably going to be Cruz. But otherwise, at the same time, take one of the players that we do want to sing our praises for, has to be Yasuka. The advantages that he's creating for DFM round after round. Now,
that was the adjustment though, right?
Yeah.
It's been that, and it's been the combos with Success getting in as well for a bit of B main control a little later on. looking good. Pistols for full sense though.
Yeah, it's completely contacted outside of smokes all around middle. Shots poking through alongside kiting. Able to relay for the reloads while full sense tries to recover their footing.
You're not getting pressured as Yachts guy, the really powerful line with the operator. You invite in your opponent's util, you find them alright with that one. Spotting out further information. You've got your teammate in Sass available too. The smoke should be online relatively soon for him too, as they're putting Viper util in towards mid and figuring out all the information over at A main that this is going to be ending at the Bravo slide. So, Yachts got one get out perhaps. Yep.
Perfect. You've already done all the work as a team, so all you do now is land your shots. Unfortunately, will still get caught, but the op still retrievable as well. Smokes come back. Cess taking an alternate angle, one that goes unchecked. He manages to spray down a couple, looks for the last one, and he sticks the landing. Someone get that off.
Nice hold, too easy, just the pistols. Paranoia removes their audio as well and he repositions. Very good. Yeah, Leviathan trying the same TP play again, just read in by Cess. Even if he falls, even if he gets traded, rest of his team's there, Leviathan can't pick up a gun and need to just have an absolute nail biter around again to come out, right? He'd been another 1 versus 4 essentially of that caliber that we saw from the last map from him. But it would have been very difficult. Kame running around the site, time for the energy. Nicely done at the end there for DFM. See now what the buy looks like for full sense after the timeout did come into play, and it's an immediate stalking in towards A main, and Jip Boys, he's got to call the police on that one.
Hello, I'd like to report a crime. Might have something even bigger and worse outside of middle as well. This is just complete robbery.
Yeah, it's escalating in towards murder as well. Jip Boys and Primi down for the count. No value in the round. You are just locked out everywhere. Sass even finding Leviathan, trying to cheese his way onto the angle. That gap in the smoke is very favorable to Sass. 5 versus 2. This one is looking pretty over for full sense. Unless DFM really drop the ball.
Doesn't look like they're going to do kiting. Good position as well. Got a couple more players towards the bottom of the site. We'll give full sense a little bit of space.
30 seconds.
It's just looking safe call. You assume right now for full sense. No way to get anywhere in towards the B site, up through mid. May slotting himself in the right spot. If somehow the gap was to round the A site and full sense did get in and get a plant, I mean it's still a 5 versus 2. The homicides already came out a little bit earlier on. So now we're just looking for corpse control. Corpse? Yep. You got the ultimates right now in this round, right? You've been holding on to them for full sense for quite a bit. You're looking to not become a corpse.
I'm not gonna
Killer and die.
I was a little bit slow on that one. I wasn't quite sure what that meant, but now the dots are connecting. Yeah, the ults and DFM could definitely roll away with them if they start to pile on up.
I just like the initiative for DFM in this map to be playing every round kind of a little bit differently where they're piloting low, right? So if you are getting that sniper on the right line, we're not seeing full sense really push it off too hard currently. Thank you for an ultimate off the rip.
Wow. Well, let's see if it eventuates too much. Makes me a little bit nervous with how Kami is positioned alongside Cess and main right now. 4 players onto the site with the TP coming through, but Primi up for the judge, able to break into the site. Thai and Killua now outside from ramps, being able to stall them through as they try to approach from screens. Another kill coming through by Yatska, mowing down a triple. Leviathan turns at the right second just to save the round for full sense.
But he saved it certainly in that one. That would have been a big round to pick up again for DFM on the back of Yatska, finding the collateral lineup, finding the third elim, and even having the idea to try and catch Leviathan in transition towards the site. I got a little bit worried for Primi with how late he was hanging around the site on that timer for the drift as well, waiting to see where the bloody hell is Paranoia coming in. There was an opportunity to potentially catch him on the exit of that drift. 4, looking for 5, off on the correct line yet again for Yatska.
Prowler will check though. The shot. Unfortunate. And Cess goes down.
Yeah.
Still though, Nightfall deployed. Kaide asserting himself back into sight. Completely blinded though. And the pop flash unfortunately goes wrong. Privy will need to find an opening shot, but Kaide off the other end. A pillar. Privy still not out of the game, and he saves the round once more. It's full sets 5-7.
Yeah, good recovery for them as well. Jip boys, don't hit. Ouch, I don't like that. We'll fix that for the next half perhaps as we switch up right now from down the stage. For a bit of cheeky half time.
แป๊บนึงนะครับขออนุญาตลงคลิปแป๊บหนึ่ง
We are artists from Thailand, and the name was because of your design, and I am art, Yeah, I'm Jang T.
All right, so good to see you guys here. I want to ask, cheer for Full Sense here?
Yeah, Full Sense.
All right.
Full Sense in my heart.
Full sense in my heart. In our hearts as well, if they manage to find recovery onto this pistol, onto the defense, they will be peeking down middle as a quad.
Wow, it's all of them at the moment. See if it's going to be good value for Full Sense. Seeing that no one's here, and where do you choose to wrap towards? B or towards A? Choose the Bravo location. It's going to be better fortune for them, but fortune always favors the bold, and they've left the Jip boys. So it's good that he finds one. Now the insert to Yatska to see what he can call for the rest of the squad, because he's seen nothing.
The inside is probably open, which means the rest of the team are careful in case there are any other goblets working around with.
Who is really thinking that it's going to be a 5-man walk down middle and a sort of pistol right now, though? You're thinking way outside the box with Full Sense. There's no way that DFM are going to consider that this could have been a possibility. And I think eventually, maybe, for Full Sense, let's just bring it back in towards the box. And I think a little bit more mainstream, because you go and waltz around the map at the moment, you're eventually going to get to your tail end of this round. And there's going to be a fight on this A side, so you have held a lot of the utility to do so. What a wild way we've gone about it, though.
Well, suddenly you start to turn your heads around, seeing that things are not quite what they seem, and that's where you start to find a couple of exchanges. Things start to seem a little bit more normal now, especially with Classics getting revealed. Down ramp, you start to slot more players, and Yatska, alongside the rest of the team, are prepared. 3v2, just one little take from tie, but the rest of Full Sense will all fall.
More missed shots for the pistols than shots collected at the end there. Feeling very uncomfortable at the moment, it feels like, from an outside view. DFM, they did find the right location to end towards and the right way that they needed to kind of seal the deal on this round as well. Holding the player advantages when that play goes down. Remember, they are trying to push towards a third map from this series as well.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Around now, we'll see if mid does become their home in the tail end of this half as well. You would assume not. For a lot of 4-1
Makes full sense. Right now it's pistol, of course, so just hedge their bets, but at the same time, that's where
แต่ว่าตัวนี้แม่งอะไรก็เกิดขึ้นได้อะบางครั้งนำมาก็แพ้ได้นะครับ
do a pretty good job.
มันคือคนที่ได้13ก่อนมาตั้งหากเกมเฮียเนี่ยมันไม่ใช่แบบว่ายิงโหดหรืออะไรนะคนที่ได้13ก่อนเท่ากับชนะ แล้วรีเทคพร้อมกันครับต้องพิมมี่เล่นเลนน่ะแล้วไอ้ป่ายเล่นกุลุ
The spike's still all good though, so it's full sense just continuing to try to mount up onto damage, but with the smoke being set up right in front of them. Yaska, it's Cess with Spectre. Here to go Unga Bunga with all the bullets all around the place. It's a clean round for DFM.
And there's just a lot of bounce ability to go from the main fight there and the site fight as well for DFM. Full sense all eggs in the basket once again in that round, but this is the expectation that they would change it up, right? You lose the pistol after a play that almost feels 50-50 if your opponents are in mid, if they've got 2 or 3 or even 1, you gain advantage in that pistol round and you can maybe convert that into the win. You don't in the end, so see if you can do it again in the next round. Maybe you find a good opener and you can get a bit of a thrifty. If not though, it's all good. You'll have your buy in the 3rd round. That's where we are now to see what these defenses do look like for full sense. An advantage kill would be gorgeous. 4-5 around this A ramp for DFM essentially. They're going to give that over.
Oh, no TP though. The punish goes right back, and at the same time, look at Sis, so far deep.
What can you do here though as well? Can you try to get a bit of a wrap around to put pressure
Can
on
do.
the side? Killer is on the site as well. It feels a little bit claustrophobic right now for the defenses of full sense.
Stuck around screens, you're taking shots as well. Going down to low HP, meanwhile, Chip Boys and Leviathan trying to decide on what to do because the spike's not down yet.
You don't know if you're running through mid, if they're already in towards the A site that you've relinquished control of. The pressure that Cess has just put on you by that deeper smoke and by being a nuisance around tower at the moment is quite sensational.
You know, with the Spectre, mind you, he's just bought so much time away just enough for the spike to get down safely. Yatska now in position with the Vandal to hold a deep line. Still a 4v3.
And you'll see the paranoia going for Leviathan, maybe Thigh's satcheling in, he's got Boombot as well. Killua has a haunt, although, as I say that, he's just removed from the equation.
Certainly did not want that to happen now. You gotta make a call, you gotta start going in sooner rather than later. Waiting out the smokes perhaps, but finally the paranoia gets sent alongside Snakebite. Does flush them over, unfortunately still not fully blind that they're able to hold their ground. Leviathan goes for the brave peek. Manages to find one! And as soon as they peek him, he lines them all up, knocking them down together.
Had to go in with a
มันจะแบบว่าแบบสวิงพร้อมกันแบบว่าแบบ1 2ไปยิงไม่ควรนะแต่ถ้ามันได้มันก็คุ้มอ่ะแต่ถ้ามันไม่ได้ก็โดนอ่ะ
Just over 3.5 seconds to go on that spike. And could have been a little bit more favourable for them, but you always got to give credit where credit's due. The initiative to go in for a peek there to try and catch Leviathan off guard. Very nicely done from him. 2 guns remain.
จังหวะมันนั่งพอดีนะครับ
The round for full sense there. Nearly did get bonus, to be honest with you, and because it wasn't super clean, it feels like things are a little bit disconnected in the utility layering and maybe some of the decision making at the moment on this defense side of full sense. Crew's going to have a chit chat.
Yeah, trying to tighten things up as you mentioned. Still a 3-round difference. So, still an opportunity for DFM to walk away with things. Speaking of DFM, we started to see several of their players do incredibly well. Players that we don't often see, mind you. Cess, Yatska, Cess in that previous round being able to hold up so much space, pushing all the way up ramp, took the heaven as well. Continuing to make plays like that on the attack could continue to thwart full sense and how they want to play on the retake.
And one of the problems on the first map of this series for Pearl, my view on the defenses of DFM was the overcommitments. They've fixed that. Now on this attacking side as well, they're wanting to put some really big pressure on, just trying to just upheave full sense in some looser sight style. Overwhelming driving force right now on the buy across the board though, and there's a lot of pressure that's put on Killua and on towards the Leviathan too. How long do they stay around this tower? The rest of the team isn't getting any further info over at B Garage, for example. Anything up through mid, it's very passive defenses from Full Sense, almost reactive instead of proactive. DFM are just going to capitalize if they keep going for these sort of decisions.
Perhaps the intention was to be aware of the showstopper, but at the same time you're relinquishing a lot of control, so now it's another retake scenario. Sure, Thai has the judge, but it's got to be able to land its mark. DFM in position. Off angles all being held, but there goes the double satchel, completely flying across. Kaide Akami trying to hold, but still getting gunned down at the end. Full Sense able to crack through the entire site, and at an instant, everyone from DFM gone.
A lot of utility available for Full Sense in that retake as well, but it was kind of just the jump across and make sure you get the trades in more moments than two from what I've seen just there. Out from the screens and at the elbow, really utilizing the sheer presence in numbers. On the back of that utility going first and foremost in to just make sure you're getting through the first choke. And then it does become a little bit worrisome for the likes of DFM, who I mentioned a couple of bits in the last move as well. Sometimes I feel like when they are getting in towards the site, they're getting those plants down, they might be better favored going for some earlier engagements, trying to push a little bit deeper, get a player advantage or two. These 5 versus 5s, Full Sense are showcasing that they are very, very trained on these retakes.
Always prepared for it. Bet Full Sense going for a couple of brawls, but right now at least DFM once again trying to go for early.
Timing.
Killua taking the shot down A main.
A little bit ill-advised to try to just waltz on through the wall. Risking it for the biscuit in the low buy right now for DFM. Full Sense are trying to knock on that door to try and tie the scoreline here.
A lot of noise though. Full Sense stay prepared. Just right around the edges of heaven as well. Jit Boys position. Jiggle there. Doesn't see too much for now. Is it safe? Grimmy unfortunately gets caught.
Yep, White Twin King out on that one. You got all the information as Full Sense this time taking a little bit of initiative, pushing through A main. Already getting the idea that, well, B tower's overwhelmed. Now maybe the B site starting to become a problem. Just Leviathan at the back of the site. Looks like at the wrong time. Oh, and it's atrocious.
Tried to go for those taps again, man, but lightning does not strike twice in the same spot. So just Thai and Killua now, they've got the Nightfall.
I love this wraparound from May at the moment too, by the way. He gets an upgrade of a gun with a 6 HP. He's in for the long con.
Shows up at heaven at the right time. Could be huge, but for now it's Killua doing the Lord's work. Getting down to 6 HP. Thai looking around. Where could he be? Now revealed. All May needs is one headshot. Oh, way too close, Thai. Just a simple graze and Full Sense
เลือดเหลือ 6 ครับ มันอัดตัวตายละ
round up one more round.
I really like the idea though in that one.
แต่เหมยมันโหดไง
Well, right, they're getting up, they're starting to slowly in towards B, they're hitting the shots with the lesser weaponry as well. You're starting to see that maybe Full Sense are capitulating in a round that they
เหมือนจริง
shouldn't
อ่ะ
really be losing at all. Plant goes in, it draws out the investment of the Nightfall as well, which is a bit of a two birds as well moment, right? You invest in the ult, which is going to be great if it catches something. You also clear out all of the alley that maybe an opponent could have gone in towards, and by that point in time, you're either assuming that May is coming from flank or from garage. It's going to be the later at the tower. And one player surviving is all Full Sense needed there to try and have a chance at tying this score line. Economical wise, we're okay for another buy in the next round regardless. Important one for both of these teams. Let's try and close 2-0. The FM send it into the third. Good decisions that they need to make right now. The outscore on the line over at A. Timing on this one as well. If you're expecting this as DFM, it could be worth its weight in gold.
Good reads, but Raj will take it as well. You start to back off up.
They're trying to bait him in. Kaide with the shots over towards main. Just interest Primi a little bit too much to perhaps find him on the crossover at ramp. It's like the timing window has closed on that one as it's the regroup approach of DFM to this A site right now. There's the info for Primi. He loses the fight.
โอ้
Premi itching to go for the duels. Unfortunately, this will be the opening for DFM. Nightfall into sight. Jit Boys, I believe, connected by it. Leviathan
ตัวนี้บอล
exposed,
ช้ามากเลยปัญหาเนี่ย
susceptible to all the incoming fire. The site's been broken apart, and it's a 2v4 retake.
Yeah, he really cannot track on the aim on that one, can he? When Gun Barrel reveals his opponent's position. And now it's just all faltering for Full Sense, isn't it? Die with a 1 versus 4. No avenue that you feel comfortable in getting in towards the site.
Save as well. Takes a wild step, but completely open to Kaide. DFM will extend their lead.
Yeah, no tight scoreline, holding with 4 as well. Give a bit of a backing up towards your own economy. Try and close out this map. So there would be a bit of a buy to come in for the next phase for Full Sense as well, and they will have another buy in this next round, but how comfortable are you really feeling? Because there's no longer any coach intervention, unless DFM, unless Warz drops that in. Cruz has already used 2 timeouts here. All for the boys to try and find their own footing.
No, DFM just might be able to stay afloat in this middle bracket. Ultimate's coming online for Full Sense though. Dive back into the judge. Check the garage for the rest of the DFM. Real at least plays around.
It's really passive for Full Sense at the moment. Nobody on the site itself. Never really expect DFM to just silent peek in towards the actual site as well. An inch on up. Ever so close towards the judge of Die.
Your roots are prized, but DFM now going to work alongside their stroke. Sudden step across, and Kaide will be able to find the exchange needed.
Pressure is on for Primi right now as well. Going to be backed up by the TP, all of Leviathan to get on in. Spotted as well by the drift, starting to come out, engaging all of the ideas and presence around the site from Yardska. Getting in nice and early as this for Full Sense, but jig is already up. The rotation and call for DFM is to get out of the scrap and go towards the B site, where Full Sense are going to be here pretty early.
Yeah, thankfully from the calls of Jit Boys, Killua still staying on the site itself, and now the rest of the team pretty much arrived at the right time. DFM look to spread themselves across. They will be able to take down Killua, despite the duel getting taken head on. Leviathan, though, reveals himself up from top of heaven. It's a tough angle to fight back against, and Akami and Yatsuka will keep Full Sense in check. Jit Boys, the prime position, denies the spike plant, and we're down into 1v1. Yatsuka, the pressure on to try to stick it all the way through. Where will Jit Boy swing from? The footsteps are a little bit too audible. 6 rounds left in the mag. Can he find the shots necessary? No! Yatsuka swings out and takes the round up for DFM.
Just trying to bait him in towards the read that he won't go for. The proper plant there. Gives himself a little bit of extra time to Yatsuka there. Get that gun back up, play some mind games around the site. I said that they're there early on towards the site, right? Killua never budged from B. Whiffs the frag. Leviathan tries to dig deep, but it's the insert to mid. Yatsuka has really done so much in that round, drawing attention onto A, trying to keep the interest from Full Sense away from their end goal, and coming out with the ceiling on the round. Nicely, nicely done, breaking the economy of Full Sense to boot. This should be map point gathered here for DFM. Make it even gather a showstopper towards the next round. That available is just going to be another option.
เจอกันแบบ3 บ่
A lot of Full Sense players incredibly weakened by their armor, but it's Premi with the sheriff shots. What?
Yeah, that's huge right now. Killua though, bit of an island by himself up the guts of mid. He gets away with 1. It will be around for Full Sense. It's going to be atrociously gathered, but hey, they needed it. That's why. That starts to fall. So do you feel like with the guns retrieve over at main that you're kind of okay still for Full Sense here? As you start to reveal a couple of gaps around the map, DFM pathing correctly to this B site. Meanwhile, Full Sense recognize that no one's around the A site any longer. eventually go down, and May decides to use the showstopper super early. So nothing coming out from that. Now the retake.
Opportunities for full sets. I definitely could deploy his, but you need to be able to secure the launching pad first. Primi will save his life, but still way too low. May springs out the last moment, and it's a Kami on the site, denying
โหไอ้เหมยมันโหดไอ้ที่เนี่ยโหดไอ้เหมยเนี่ยแหละมันโหดจัดเลยครับ
It looks like off the radar view. The spray's looking a little bit awkward up there. For a two-player advantage for full sense. Kind of also why I feel like Killua was just put in a spot of bother up through mid, right? Maybe wanted to see a smoke go in to get him out to really play the numbers of full sense, because May gets the double at the end, the closer comes through. It was such a workable round for full sense, given the start that they had, that we need to see these mid-round adjustments come through from them. Just doesn't feel decisive a lot of these times.
จะเป็นชนะมันกลับได้
It's questionable.
รู้ไว้ก่อนนะมันข้างหลัง
5 points for DFM to play for, and they are just going straight to this big side.
real quick, and the shot's whipping as well for Primi. Fortunately, now it's going to be and he explodes onto the site. Yatska as well, finding an equalizer. It's a 2v2 retake.
Showstopper might find super die, but it feels like there's just more impact from Yatska getting the double there. As the plane goes down for Akame, they both one kill away from an ultimate. Both can be crucial here.
Incredibly insane position for Yatska to hold as well. One that full sense might not expect, but I believe Akame is up to the task of found at least one. Arrow revealed though, and that's where Killua takes the step. Yatsuka's turn to move. Smoke onto the spike, and that makes things a lot more difficult. Vision obscured, and the spike getting stuck all the way down to the defuse at the end. Still though, a little bit more cushioning for DFM, so not too much heat just yet.
Yeah, 1 out of 4 chances getting shut down in a very close affair at the end though, given looked like the awareness of the gate crash was there too. So where do you think that Yatska is going to reposition for? It would have been an ace clutch map winner for him. But the patience in those moments for full sense needs to come out on top, and it did. Focus on the defuse, have the protector there as well. But you got to go again, you also got to manage the finances, and I say that because Primi is without shield in this round, priority on the operator.
Unfortunately, the wrong side could TP across, but dimensional drift as well from Yatska. Nightfall all into sight. With DFM, they want this round so badly.
Gonna re-clear a lot of positions here as full sense too. Plant going down with the pit going into the map for Kaide too.
All the rest of the team from full sense trying to piece this retake together. They've managed to hold off Heaven Control for long enough, but now kind of working as the biggest obstacle up the pit. Sess as well towards the back end of the smoke. Being able to play it from a tiny little gap. Killua able to spray forward. Nightfall completely counters into the pit as well, while Leviathan keeps Sess in check. Akame trying to spin all across alongside Killua, trying to fight for full sense's life in this round. Kaide goes down, but where is Yatska? The back's turned. Yatska possibly able to close it. It's just Killua, and he managed to hold it, but there's no time for the defuse. DFM will still close out this map 13-9. We go to map 3.
That seems like that time they didn't need to invest themselves in getting the kills before the plant goes down. That 5 versus 5 with the pit is just such a problem that full sense cannot get on top of. Gotta say, on the flip up as well, you get the pistol, you get the second round, you see full sense get 3 in a row, but you've still kind of got this idea that coach intervention is needed, a big game plan understanding, not looking too coherent in this map for full sense for my liking, and conversely for DFM, I think there was a lot more decisive plays, specifically on that defensive side for them. They were working the extremities of the map so much better, so much more timed and drilled on how they're doing that as well. That split looked a little bit more, home ground territory for them as opposed to their own map of Pearl. So it does make things interesting for me going around the corner into the next map of Haven, because remember what I highlighted earlier on, we have seen full sense ban that 3 times in the series so far. Twice in first pick, or first ban, and once in the second ban versus DRX. So it feels like it's not a map that they're putting full focus on, and they've had to change their strategy coming in towards this week because of the atrocious bans that we did see from them.
paint quite the word picture there, Komoda. It's absolutely right as well. I mean, it really does make me feel quite nervous for Full Sense coming to the end of this series. Can DFM really complete the full reverse sweep? I mean, so far, Yatsuka's been doing wonders on this map of split.
Yeah, absolutely. The amount of multi-frags that he's coming out with today on this Yoru is looking absolutely superb and impactful for DFM to continue their chances on a bit of a middle bracket run. When we see the overall bracket later as well, we're going to have some teams in the lower bracket that you absolutely would not have expected. So this series here in the middle is going the distance. Let's see what the devs thought about Split.
Well, Split was a fantastic map for DFM. This is them stepping up to the plate and showing why they are still good at Split, and that wasn't just like a one-time thing against Global Esports.
Yeah, great map from them. The individuals really stepping up. This is a map that they love. You can tell in how they move around it. It's what they understand. Real bread and butter for them. So, bit of a mistake by Full Sense really to pick it into them and then not look anywhere near as good, despite having a dominant amount of first kills.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, Prumi does an excellent job opening up a lot of these rounds on the Yoru. Had a really good success rate in the first bloods there, but couldn't convert, unfortunately. And DFM, particularly their defense side, but also just how well-rounded they were as a team. I mean, the first map, it was definitely the Yatsuka show, but this map, every single player on DFM had a highlight.
And I love it. That's what I love to see. This is what we've been wanting to see from DFM for the longest time. It's been the main show for years and years, but now we've been talking about it non-stop. He has that supporting cast. There's people around him who can shoulder some of that heavy burden, and now they're one map away from staying alive in this middle run.
Another rough game from Thai there, and Jit Boys, a little bit of abrasiveness, I think, swapping back and forth from Viper to Cypher, now back onto Viper. They prepped the Cypher against Nongshim, I think, specifically to deal with the Neon, but maybe that's caused a little bit of role discomfort there.
Yeah, and seeing the rest of DFM step up is very important, and we've seen glimpses of that happen throughout this kickoff. It hasn't happened every single match, but when they do, it's always really impressive. But this is like really promising. Not only has the rest of the squad stepped up, May is still performing as well. And, you know, I think we also have to give credit other than just the fragging power against Full Sense is a lot of the ideas they have, especially on the defensive half.
Yeah, I mean, there's one round we want to pull up here where I just feel like they have such neat ideas. You see Yatsuka move ahead of the Viper's pit there, and then this incredible A-main retake. Look at this blind by Cez.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. I mean, this was after the initial pick in front of the Viper's pit. Such tricky play from DFM that we've seen right since their opening game. On the defense side of Abyss, they showed us all these crazy setups that they've been prepping. I think it's a side effect of having Warz come in from the coaching staff. It's really transformed all the different looks that DFM show on their defensive side setups, particularly some of the attack side calling us lacked at times, but the defense setups have always looked rock solid, and that's another kind of round that I don't think any team could potentially deal with. You got an ult in front of a Viper's pit, you lose the first pick, you think, okay, let's just go smash the site and try to get into a post plan, and you walk straight into a paranoia setup.
I mean, the big thing really is that they're able to fall into these setups in the late round, which means that the players are able to really understand what's happening in the server. The mid-rounding is very solid, and the players have that space to be creative. You don't see this from every team. Oftentimes, the very start of round, the strats might be strong and then falls away. But this is a team that looks solid all the way through, so very positive side there.
Yeah, that's going to be very promising, especially when we head into a big round.
เอาแพ้แล้วเหรอ
For that, we've seen highlights from every single DFM player throughout this kickoff. But there's one player we've seen improvement, but not a big moment, and that was Cez. So let's see some Cez's.
Yeah, I mean, he stepped up big so far.
กูไม่ไหวแล้วกูเสียนละไอ้ชี้อย่าว่าจะมาดูเฉยแม่งรวมมึงนี่ละกูขอยัดเล่นเลยละกัน ยิงไม่เข้าหูไม่เข้ามือเลย ดูแลขาดใจยัดเล่นเองแม่งเอ้ยนะคัดหูคัดตาดีครับ
เอาอีเกือบลั่นสวยอันห้อง
ไม่ไหวแล้วกูเล่นเองละมากูไม่ไหวแล้วกูไม่ไหวแล้วเดี๋ยวได้แมนนอลเว้ยอุ้ยพักพามเท่าไหร่วะ1,000ดิสแมน1,000เท่าไหร่1,000เท่ากับเท่าไหร่อ่ะ250 บาทปะ10 บาทกูจัดเลยดิเฮียนานทีมแม่งมานะเว้ยเฮียแพ้เนี่ย
Can you duelist Dark Nebula?
Yeah, okay guys.
You can pick Jet, Neon, okay, it's okay. I think Jet is good. Yeah, go pick. Let's go.
โห540ไว้ก่อนเลยเติมแค่นี้พอยกเลิกก่อนแล้วกูเสีย0.03 บาทไว้ก่อนเลย
Time to jump.
B.
Trap destroyed.
N.
Enemy B. Swallow.
Oh,
Portal closed.
Spike planted.
one here, guys.
โอ้ยเฮียเรื่องมันโลอ่ะไปนะ
One enemy remaining.
Left.
เซโดโล
Nice.
nice
Nice one, Jet. Let's go.
Was that important?
You want me to one way, Jet?
โอเค
I can meet there.
Adding shield. Portal closed. Time to jump.
last one
One enemy remaining.
go nice one you go to so good chamber
Excellent, my friends. Excellent.
chamber can you wait my timing I can blind the B main
Stay in the moment.
Oh, okay, you can aggressive, Jammer.
Cutting through.
you want pick okay
147.
wait
Multiple targets mid.
have fine still B guys
Fake teleport. Back soon.
Enemy spotted B. Grounded.
30.
One enemy remaining.
Last here.
Spike down B.
Kill.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
Biggest mistake was that
Sorry.
it pissed me off. Gun here.
Saan
We're not done yet, but soon at this rate.
you want me to one way again, Jet?
yeah
Cutting through.
Are they still trying?
One, two.
Enemy spotted A.
One here.
I'm coming
And Viper.
Last player standing. Spike planted.
Nanti.
Pick something nice to kill them with. It's the least of it.
chamber drop me yay
Nanti, guys.
Time to
I'll play there. Okay.
I'll smoke here, guys.
Just 1 HP. Half.
I'm back. Oh shit.
ที่ว่า HP ดู Nice.
Nice.
Hunting. Last inside.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Him.
Nice. Nice one, guys.
Wait. Okay.
Open it.
No.
Time to jump.
Here.
One mid, yes. Sorry. Nice one.
Just operator.
Non mid. All I guess.
Okay.
Amen. Operator.
Coming.
Cutting through.
Hunting.
Landing.
Spike
Sova
planted.
hunting.
Hold.
Sova hunting. Operator.
One heavy.
Amen. One off.
Still.
NC guys.
I think guys. Can you watch mid, Yaro?
Yeah, okay.
Or here, elbow, yeah. Elbow.
Cutting through.
I watched mid.
Yeah.
Hit them when they're not looking.
One more.
Drone here.
Two more. Let them
Anyway.
say.
Here.
Spike down B.
Flashing.
Time to jump.
You got spike.
Come guys, come.
Decoy.
Get out of my way!
One enemy remaining.
No pick.
Wait.
Last player standing.
Oh. Insane, dude.
Going elbow.
33.
30 seconds left.
You can fight plane.
Nice.
Nice one.
Gun here.
If I power down, restart me. You leave me with scrap, I'll kill you.
I'm watching miss.
Yeah, well, can you watch me? Yeah.
Okay, guys.
That's always here.
Cutting through.
น่าจะมาตรงนี้พอดีมั้งไซด์อ่ะน่าจะตรงนี้พอดี
I'll cut through.
Knife for info.
Or? Sage mid, guys.
Time to jump.
I'm coming, guys.
Flash. Flash. Oh no.
Fire in the hole!
One twenty on jet. Smoke A.
Here.
Wait.
My bad.
Ooh, insane, guys.
I'm not.
Get up, please. Chamber, you drop Vandal skin for me, dude. Thank you, guys. Cutting through.
MK, man. I think him not money.
Kazawan Kami. Try not to die.
I think I got me.
Viper here.
I think B. Many B?
Many.
Cutting through.
Spike planted.
My portal broke. Decoy.
I'm flashing side.
active on Viper.
What the fuck?
Viper low.
Wait, chamber.
Last player standing.
That's right.
กูแฟดให้เพื่อนไม่ได้ กูแฟดโดนแต่ตัวเองไอ้เหี้ยกูยิงไม่
They
ได้
got OP, guys. Careful.
กูเล่นอันนี้ไร้สัตว์แม่แล้วนะครับทำไมอะไรอ่ะเมื่อกี้อ่ะโอ้ไลน์อัพไม่ได้อ่ะ
Time to jump.
แตงโมล่ะฮะถ้าไม่ซื้อมาก็อย่าบ่นว่าอยากกินไม่ซื้ออ่ะรถไม่มีก็รถมันไม่มีเข้าใจอะไรยากอ่ะ
I can one way.
Walls up.
ไม่ใช่ว่าไม่รู้ว่ารถไม่มีตัวเองก็รู้
Portal closed. Time to jump.
ไม่เข้าใจเลย
Going B, guys.
I'll be.
Spike planted.
Target, defend the spawn. Target
Ping.
Last player standing.
7-8 sets
อะไร
Portal closed.
ฮะ
ไม่เอา
ตัวนึงสตรีมอยู่จับคู่เจ้าเขาคู่กระบอกว่ะจับเจ้าเขาคู่กระบอกไม่รู้เรื่องอ่ะ
Wait. Chill. Oping.
ไม่รู้เรื่องมาโดนกูแน่ไอสัตว์โดนกูแน่มาดิมึงมาอีก
nice take a gun
The dimensional
No.
fabric here is
oh
thick.
my god
I'll tear through.
it's okay bro
Why?
if you got phantom
No, I'm here just.
chamber can you solo B
No, I'm going chamber.
Okay. Cutting through.
guys you ready I can blind
Yeah.
I smoke.
wait
Four.
I'll handle this. I'll return.
No,
Chill.
fake. I think B.
You will not kill my ally.
Going B, guys.
One more.
Spike
Jet still
planted.
using OP guys
Decoy.
Left.
Last player standing.
Oh, เฮียแฟตเฮียอะไรกันมาไม่รู้โอ้แฟตโดน4 ตัวแต่กูยิงใครไม่ตาย The fuck
Can you trap your? Can you put your trap here?
Time to jump.
Watch this.
Fake teleport.
Then.
in planting
Reloading.
Wait. Retake guys.
planting default
Planted.
planting default
Retake. Wait.
Enemy spotted.
Careful.
Cutting through.
ไม่ไปหรอ
Decoy.
Enemy spotted.
I got all.
Fake teleport.
oh sorry
Water rising.
Get out of my way.
Blocking fire.
oh low nice
Amen 2 Amen 2 Amen 2 Amen 2 Amen Amen 2 Amen Amen 2 2 Amen 2 Amen
Destroyed.
nice
Switching sides.
Move together and overwhelm.
We go where, guys?
Go big
Go B
Yep
okay
I'll be okay. Wait.
I will recon the back side. So careful here.
Let's
Okay,
go.
okay. Wait.
Time to jump.
Person.
Recon.
Target sighted.
Viper here, guys.
My bottom.
Wait.
Out of charges.
Line.
Flash.
Don't blink.
Time.
Maybe he blocking fire.
Line here.
Flashbang.
Careful, 1, 2, 3, pop. Shit, man.
Guys,
Spike down B.
behind.
Last
Cover me, guys. Oh my.
ไอ้เจี๊ยมึงแฝดอย่างเฮี้ยเลยฮับเบอร์อ่ะไอ้ฮับเบอร์แฝดโคตรมึนอ่ะไอ้ฮับเบอร์อ่ะไอ้ฮับเบอร์มึงแฝดเฮี้ยเลยไอ้ยี่คิวแฝดอย่างเฮี้ยเลยแม่งแฝดตรงนี้โอ้
Shit, sorry, Jet.
I think you fed B beside dude.
Wanna be again?
No, go.
Wait.
Time to jump.
Flash. Like fuck. มุมที่โคตรน่าเช็คแต่กูไม่ได้เช็คไอ้เหี้ยมุมที่โคตรน่าเช็คแต่ผมไม่ได้เช็คเว้ย
One here.
Anti.
แล้วกูแฝดโดนเพิ่มสองตัว
We go. Come, guys. Push.
Let's take what they have. Watching here.
Walls up. Don't place.
Yeah, go.
Cutting through.
Shutting them down.
Adding shield.
One support grenade.
Time.
Time to jump.
Nothing.
Light planted.
Right there.
Reloading.
Nice.
one
ดับเบิล
enemy.
ดอร้านดับเบิลดอ
Teleport's ready.
ดับเบิลดอก็คือ2ประตูอะ
Nice one.
We go again, guys. Be Viper and race.
I can drop.
จะรีเควส
Need a drop. Thanks.
Watch. Close, guys. 1, 2, pop.
Suppressing.
Cutting through.
One suppressed.
Plant the spike.
Grenade.
Hey, many, guys.
Nice. Thank you.
Go B, guys. Hey, go B, run. Nice. No one B. One tunnel. Two.
Sorry guys.
No,
You are too fast.
It's okay.
You are too fast, Yamba. I'm holding my knife. I think now the strategy just find the Viper first.
Yes.
It's now or never. Cutting through. Decoy.
One tunnel. Hold now. Planting.
Gun here.
Portal closed. Time to jump.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
My cleanest work, but I'll take it.
Pose.
Please do not mistake my smile. I take this all
I can buy for you. What do you want?
We can go vegan. Yeah.
Stay safe.
Time to jump. Decoy.
เอาเจ็ด
I'm backside.
Get out of my way!
Oh, sorry guys. Hard guys.
Nice one.
What the fuck โอ้ยเหี้ยกูว่าเพื่อนกันดิอ่ะ
Wait. Gobi, come. Come.
กูยิง5 ตัวโอ้ยนี่มึงแฟดดีจัดอะมันแฟดเชี่ยจัดเลย
We go. Careful so far here.
So far here guys.
Water rising. Cutting through.
One
Careful. Oh, hard guys. Viper here too.
Raise B.
Here. Gun. Down.
Spike down mid.
Fake teleport.
Wait.
Time to jump. Here.
Nice jet.
Wait.
Viper kill A guys.
My ult's ready.
Hey, go B.
Viper A
Here.
No มีท็อปวันมาดูดวินท็อปมีให้อยู่
Yeah, come. Just come. Fight.
Chamber. Harbor have ult, guys.
30 seconds left.
You will not kill my.
Nice.
One enemy remaining.
Nice one.
Tunnel.
Wait. Don't pick. Level.
Side. Go back, Jet.
I got. Wait.
Nice.
Then we can go B, guys. I have a life.
I need a drop. Thanks. Don't let them get up. I'll handle this. Cutting through. Plant a
เด็
spike.
ดกันมา
Tunnel.
เด็ดกันเด็ด
Two tunnel.
I'm back.
ใส่เกียร์
Hunting.
Fake
I
teleport.
think แค่ฟูแฟงกันมาแค่ฟูแฟง
Blocking sight.
Non.
Nowhere to run!
Blinding Yoru. 1, 2, 3.
Anyone out?
One enemy remaining.
Decoy.
OP. Nice.
Run Jet. That's one.
Match point.
I could fight forever, but we should wrap this up.
We go A, guys. Come.
Does anyone have funds? Merci.
Walls up.
Rush.
Party's over.
Oh, they're going crazy.
I have a wait. 1, 2.
Time to jump.
Non. Hey, 120. Nice one. 1 mid.
Planting.
Hey, chill, guys.
Wait.
Last player standing.
Flash.
One enemy remaining.
Wow.
นั่นสิ
My bad.
อย่าได้สกินพามเว้ยได้สกินพามด้วยเว้ยเติมเองไอ้สัตว์เด็ดแม่สวย
You get OP. Careful.
เงินไม่มีแล้วว่ะ You can drop me แอมจะเอาให้แล้วนะมา
Back soon.
Aram se.
Kayo, you can rush.
Okay. Viper right here, guys.
Fake
Wait.
teleport.
Wait.
Thing hard, guys.
Wait.
Cutting through. Decoy.
Spike
80,
down
nice.
B.
Nice.
Non mid again.
I have
All
the
there, all
spike.
there.
Nobody A guy.
Nice one.
One enemy remaining.
Last B, guys.
Jump.
โอพี
เดี๋ยวให้ครับเดี๋ยวให้รอ
สวยครับสวยเอาเลย
30 seconds left.
จับตาดูแล้วไม่ต้องกดดันนะ
Get out of my
Fake
way!
teleport.
Play safe chamber. Oh, city guys.
City.
Play safe. Don't pick chamber. Nice one. GG guys.
Attackers win.
I'm leaving now. See you at the next apocalypse.
แม่งตกใจเลยต้องเล่นอย่างนี้น้องฉลาดไอ้สัตว์ไอ้เหี้ยอย่าซื้อมาอย่าซื้อนะเฮียซื้อแล้วเว้ยอัพเลยดูต่อด้วยครับ โอ้อะไรอ่ะกูมาดูแพ้อะไรอ่ะโอ้ขวยเรียบร้อยแพ้เลย
Crossfire from hell. You just can't break this. Smoke fades. You peek. Your back is open. And Cess will close out the series. 13-6 on DFM. They managed to close it out. They managed to stay afloat in the middle bracket, and they managed to win out 3 series in a row. A new record for the Japanese team.
Yeah, I wonder how much further they're going to be able to go through the course of this one, because as we said before, T1 or Paper X around the corner for them. They'll have some preparations before seeing that soon as well. It's games to be played throughout this triple elimination bracket. Gotta say, when I think back to the veto on this one as well, full sense, we've been seeing Abyss banned from them every series. We've been seeing Haven banned every series so far. They opted to change it and get rid of Bind after the last showing. And it looks like from this sample size that we get in this DFM game that there is a lot to fix up on Haven if Full Sense do want to keep on running it, because now they're in that lower elimination bracket. We've seen teams go for more comfort picks as opposed to meta picks, as I've said. But the guys on the screen right now, they don't have to even worry about that. A great victory in a reverse sweep fashion for DFM today, showing a lot of learning, a lot of pizzazz in the server as well. And I think for me, Cess, mate, you absolutely bloody stepped up today. You got to be proud for your squad.
Well, now that all that's said, we're going to toss it down to the winners on the stage with the charming fella.
Hello, it's Bella. Hello, Cess. Hello. Here's your microphone. Hello, would you join me for a quick interview? Okay, let's stand here. DFM의 세스 선수 인터뷰 만나보겠습니다. 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 요로시쿠 오네가이시마스.
알려진 풀센스를 상대로 IGL로서 어느 점이 가장 까다로웠고 그리고 극복을 어떻게 했는지 한번 들어보도록 하겠습니다. Well, I kind of sounded Japanese for a second with my Korea. All right, congrats to you on your win, and you were up against the mighty Full Send.
ไม่ดูเว้ยมึงหงิดแล้วไอ้เนี่ยแขวะดูแผลไปครับ